Hi, and welcome to the drive to JoeFest. We are changing it up for Thursday with the friend, just on our way to JoeFest. And I know many of you have probably gotten annoyed and tired of me talking about JoeFest, but I only talk about it because it's truly been that much fun. I met so many wonderful people in the YouTube journey that I've been on, and so many others. But to actually meet up with people in person, it's something else. But to go to Joe Fest and to see how so many people have held it so dearly to their hearts, but to allow us to meet so many of these people, uh, I can't express it enough that if you have a chance to go there, you need to. Matter of fact, I got the Joe Fest exclusive sticker. So again, if you are there, there's 150. That's all that I'm being made, and I'm not sending them out. You're either there and you get one, or you don't get just one because I don't know how many I'll have at the end. But anyway, I've wasted more than enough time rambling on and on and on. I have two wonderful guests. These guys are childhood friends. They actually have a wonderful story about how they went their separate ways and how they ended up back together. And believe it or not, it all revolves around G.I. Joe, if you can believe that. But anyway, let's bring them on. My first one is Derrick DeeBo DNA. How are you doing?
What's up, man? I'm good.
And then we have Pl4stic Michael, which we know, most of you know, you have seen his stuff like the Terrordrome that's 3D printed. And we've seen people try and steal his images and put them up there and not give him credit. And he loves credit. That's all he's about.
That's all I'm about. Clout.
Thank you guys for joining me. How's everything going?
Good. It's raining. Nothing but rain up here right now.
It was in the 40s yesterday. I think it's supposed to be in the mid to high 80s this weekend. So I guess it's just preparing us for JoeFest.
Yeah.
You guys still live by each other, right?
What's that?
You guys still live by each other, right?
Yeah, about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If we're hustling.
Yeah.
Michael has all kinds of stuff happen around his house. Some dude jumping into a telephone pole with their truck, right?
Man, I live on Pet Cemetery Road.
You sent that to me because he was trying to send me out something. He's like, hey, I meant to get this out to you, but you're never going to believe this. And he sends me this picture of this truck that's smashed in front of his house. And you're like, he walks by and he's showing me, he's like, here's where you last saw his wheels, and here is where he landed. And how far would you say it was?
About 35 feet. He impacted the pole 6 feet up. The cop said.
That's absolutely crazy.
And then it tore my electric all the way out from inside my house because the whole pole came down.
You don't need any electricity.
And the guy was more interested because he was a scrapper. He was more interested in all the scrap metal that was all over my lawn.
And did you say, get the shit? I don't get it out.
I had a refrigerator door hanging in my tree. He goes, oh, I'll get all this cleaned up. I go, goddamn straight you will.
Was he drunk or anything?
No.
Derrick just left.
His truck was worth less than the scrap metal I think he had. He couldn't fix his front alignment, so he drifted off the road.
Oh, yeah. Well, we all know someone like that, right? That they're spending more money on stuff or scrapping stuff when it's like, right, put some money into the vehicle that you're driving.
Right.
Yeah, the vehicle is usually scrap as well.
Right. That was
yeah, exactly. Like, why don't you scrap that thing? Get your $40 for that thing that you can get.
Too much rust on it. You won't get any money for it.
So it cost me $6,000, and then my homeowner's insurance reimbursed me $5,000.
Oh, so
$1,000 deductible. Yeah.
All right. So for you sleeping and someone causing an accident that has nothing to do with you, it costs you $1,000. Well, you know.
I put your sticker on my fucking car. As soon as I put my sticker on your car, the guy took out my pole, and then my car got dropped a tree, dropped on it.
And you asked for another one.
Yeah.
This dude's probably replaced his mailbox like 4 times since he's lived down there.
Why don't you get like some like big rods in front of it that it'll do more damage to the car than anything.
Springs that it comes back.
Well, if you get one of those springs, like what those play things they had at McDonald's back in the day, that would have shot the car back because those things are unbreakable.
I have
Put some foot pegs on it. You're right.
I have a collection of side view mirrors in my ditch in front of my house.
Anyway, quickly, let's say hi to everyone. We got 28 people watching right now. We got GI Bro Rich, who I know you guys know. We got Hinder Collector jumping in here. We have Cookster. We have Beardy McBeardison, US Combat Dojo. We got Machine Man, SCS Dog, Cooter's Garage, who I met at Assembly Required, and it was great meeting him, but he should go to JoeFest. We have Action Figs, who as I told him that if I was a lawyer, he would owe me about $300 because I sat on the phone for about an hour trying to get someone at the Marriott just to add his name in case he got there earlier, and I finally had to hang up. Wow. Like, how hard is it just to pick up the phone? NorCal Voodoo Toy Box jumping in here saying, "What's up, fellow figure junkies and punk? Check his channel out if you haven't. He just had Woody 222 on. He does a really good job, and I think he was at 59 subs. So head on over there. Don't leave here, but just make sure you hit that sub." Devil Dog Ultra Matches here. We got Paul Morales 610 Yojo Daddy say, "What's up, fellas? Y'all smash that like button and subscribe." And I couldn't agree anymore. Who else do we have here? There's the Krusty O Crew who I spoke with earlier today. Is there anyone else? There's Wreck Ship. Unfortunately, I don't believe he's going to be able to go to JoeFest, which is disappointing because he had a wonderful shot of Tony's figs. I know Tony's celebrating because he won't have to worry about being sniped. Hella Geek, we got Starfighter, and then we have Sean W. Savage. All right, so you guys, obviously, I met you in 24. Now, was that your first JoeFest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what prompted you guys to go to JoeFest? I mean, was there anything in particular?
Not really, no. Mike sent it to me. He goes, "You want to go to this?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll go." And then,
we didn't decide before, like a week before, right?
What's that?
I don't think we decided till like a week before.
It wasn't. Yeah, we were last minute for sure.
Where did you guys stay at?
Oh, the ghetto.
Okay. I was gonna say
we stayed at the Holiday Inn Express, right?
Yeah, that one wasn't that ghetto. The across the street one was the ghetto one.
The across the street one was $65 a night. It was bad.
65.
It was America's Motor Lodge or something like that, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't find a Red Roof Inn or anything?
No. But the place we stayed at was high class. It was 120. But we had to walk like 7 blocks.
Yeah, 6 or 7 blocks.
Yeah, I know Rich said when that first year, he said, "Yeah, I had to walk home and I walked back to the hotel," and he's like, "It's a sketchy area at 2:00 in the morning."
Yes, it is.
Well, I'm carrying 3 bags, like large large toy bags full of toys. It's 2 in the morning. I got half a buzz on, and we were walking through the ghetto area, and at 2 in the morning, man, people are licking their chops.
Rexship says the Holiday Inn Express down the street is decent. Stayed there both times I've been to JoeFest.
Yeah.
No, so last year, did you also not stay in the hotel?
No, we stayed at the same place.
We did.
So what about this year?
We're in the hotel.
Thank God. Yeah. Now Now your
Mike
biggest
will
gripe
get
will
fully
be-
in the bag now instead of half in the bag.
Completely in the bag.
Well, see, and you know this, right?
Which-
You know this as
which-
someone who's straight edge. You're the one that's always stuck helping everyone out.
Yeah.
Until you walk away, and you're like,
Oh,
you know what?
I'm past those years. I go to sleep before I get out of control.
Well, that's good.
Him?
That's good.
Mike and the other Mike that we're bringing, they were probably a huge proponent of me finally saying, like, yes, this is the way I'm going to be for the rest of my life, because we went to a gully party when we first got into high school. We used to have these parties in the woods down by a stream. You had to, you just saw high school kids carrying kegs for like 3 miles into the woods. And we went there, and you both tied one on, and I had to babysit you guys all the way home. And I was like, oh yeah, that's never going to be me.
I've always said, like, again, being straight edge my entire life. Have you been your straight edge your entire life, Derrick?
Yeah. Yep.
So, like, you go to a bar, and it's like literally drunk people. It goes like this: like, you're having fun, and then it just goes.
Oh yeah.
You go instantly from having a good time to you now just annoying.
There's the tipping point.
Yes, and it's not gradual. It is like, I'm done.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve is probably the worst
Out of
day.
the bar, drunk, to have a cigarette, and Derrick could be outside on his bike. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" We just start shooting the shit. And then, all right, I'm going back in. All right, I'm picking up.
So Stanley is asking America's Best Value in.
That was across the
Yes.
street from the Holiday Inn.
Is Walmart? Isn't that like a Walmart brand? America's Best Value, or
I think Loki
said he had large artillery with him because it was so
he
sketchy.
brought handguns into the room with him.
Jim Smith jumping in saying, "I hear that I'm in bed already." All right. So quickly, you two grew up together, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, how close of friends were you when you were younger?
We were thick as thieves. We grew up.
There was. Go ahead.
Someone go.
There was 4 of us that were pretty tight. It was me and Mike and Mike, the other Mike Wilborn. We call him Wilbs, and then Paul, our buddy Paul.
Yeah.
And me and Wilbs lived on one side of the island where we grew up, and Mike and Paul lived on the other side. So,
and how
but
big
we were
was
like right from first grade, we were all tight. And then that was like a little pre G.I. Joe. And then G.I. Joe came out, and it just kind of like brought us like,
So how big was the island that you guys lived on?
1.5 miles.
So small. I mean, that's small.
10 blocks. Yeah.
It's probably 10 blocks to Mike's house.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys go to school, obviously G.I. Joe. When did you guys
I remember Christmas morning getting the dreadnoughts, and
Mike was the first one to have the dreadnoughts.
right, and running across the island to show these guys, like meeting us halfway, like, all right, you leave your house and I'll leave my house, just to show them I had 2 dreadnoughts, and then turn around and go home.
How much running do you do now?
Yeah.
only run when I see someone that's smashing my mailbox.
Right.
All right, so you guys grow up together. Now you guys, sounds like you guys went your separate ways, correct?
I mean, after high school, you just kind of, we skateboarded together all through high school. And then, I went to the local community college for a couple of years. And then, I went for 3 years to a 2-year college, and then my band got the opportunity to go on tour, and I was like, sorry, Dad, I'm not going to school anymore.
I'm still waiting for you to come back to Michigan and send me some tickets here.
Yeah.
I don't think you really get tickets.
If we can get there, we will.
I haven't been to a show since, God, maybe 4 or 5 years now.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I think I maybe went to a couple of shows after COVID. What?
Derrick just saw Sick of It All, right?
I saw Circle Jerks and Gorilla
Circle
Biscuits.
Oh, I wish they would have come here.
Craig from Sick of It All was there.
Right.
Yeah.
Hanging
I
out.
don't, unfortunately, I don't think Sick of It All is going to be playing.
I know. I don't know how good Lou's doing, but
Yeah, I mean, he was in remission, and then he said it came back, and especially what throat cancer, and for what he does,
That's the
I
kind
think
of
it was
cancer.
stomach, wasn't it?
No, I thought it had to do with his.
Might have spread to his throat, but I think it started in his stomach.
Okay.
But,
Either way, it's not. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate when anyone
absolutely.
has.
He's a great dude.
So, all right. So you guys go your separate ways, as we all do. Derrick, becomes a hardcore star, straight edge, and Michael does. He's an alcoholic.
Derrick's traveling the world, entertaining. And
So again, if someone drinks them, I can consider them an alcoholic.
I went in the Army and then went to work for Verizon.
Okay. So how do you guys end up back together? Because I found this very interesting when you talked about it.
I wouldn't say I was a star. I was working at Kinko's 80% of the time making photocopies. And if you lived near me, you would have been coming in to service the copiers. So
I know we did not do Xerox. Now we're getting into that awful company. A wonderful company. So how do you guys end up reuniting?
We bump into each other through the years really quick, but we probably lost touch for, I'd say, close to 10 years at one point.
Right.
And I'm living in Cohoes, the town we grew up in. I'm living in my grandparents' old house I bought. It's like a 2-story flat. So my family has owned it since it was built. And I'm living there, remodeling it, had a kid, and it's during COVID. So it's like right in the throes of COVID. And we had a restaurant down at the end of the street, like a barbecue place. And my girlfriend sends me out to get food. She orders food. I was like, yeah, I'll go down and pick it up. Put my mask on, go down to the restaurant to pick up the food. And it's literally like 5 buildings down from my house on the corner. And I get the food. I come out. I cross the street. And I'm coming back up the street. And I look up and there's a guy carrying a basket of laundry in front of me. And I go, holy shit, that's Mike. I was like, yo. I just, and he looks up and he goes, oh, hey. And I'm like, what are you doing here? He goes, I live here. I said, you live here? He go, how long? He's like, oh, about a year now, maybe. I was like, dude, I live like right there, right? Like 4 houses down from you.
So a year you guys are living that close to each other. And
yeah. I would come home and always see this little silver car that had Marvel stickers on the back, Marvel character stickers on the back of it and whatnot. And I was always like, I wonder who lives there. The comic book dude that lives there or something, because I was very attuned to my neighborhood, it's where I grew up. So, but yeah, we started shooting the shit and catching up. And it's just like this. Yeah. What's that?
So I sold my house like a year before, and my ex was moving, and my son wanted to stay in the school district. So I got an apartment in the school district, knowing it was down the street from Derrick's grandparents' house. But it's been 10 years. Derrick's moved on. You know what I mean? It was Derrick's.
Yeah. You wouldn't think that. Again, if it was his house where, he bought, you might think that, but it's his grandparents' house. What's the chances that he bought his grandparents' house?
Right. It was your grandpa's house, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm carrying my laundry in one day. Hey, what's going on? And then he goes, what are you up to? I go, well, it was COVID, right? I go, I'm making toys. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, with GI Joe toys. I make things for 6-inch GI Joe toys. He goes,
It wasn't that direct.
Hardly.
It wasn't that
Yeah,
direct.
that's not how I remember the story being told.
Because you go, we're catching up. Because if he said he was making toys, I would have been like, oh yeah. But he goes, he goes, oh, I'm been Verizon, well, we're talking. And he goes, I also do some 3D modeling. And I go, what the hell is that? Like, I don't know what 3D modeling is, And he goes, I make toys. And he like hung his head like he's almost 50. He shouldn't still be worried about toys, I go, dude, I said, I am ass deep in these GI Joe classified figures already. Like I said, I started collecting them like months ago, and I already have like way too many. And he goes, oh, he's like, he perked right up. He's like, oh, I make vehicles for them. He's like, come inside. Now, mind you, we've already had a 15-minute conversation on, this is what I'm getting to.
And
we've already had a 15-minute conversation on the porch.
I remember the story, and that's why when he asked this, I'm like, okay, he's not the only one wondering.
Yeah, I'm holding food. So I go into his house for probably another 25 minutes because I just walk in and he's got the Vamp and he's got, the HAL and he's got, I think you had just started the Pit, right?
Right.
At that point?
I mean, yeah. I just started making,
or you were figuring out like how to scale up the supports and everything, but it wasn't to that level. Like when him and I reconnected, I think it like put our collecting of GI Joe into overdrive.
Oh my God.
Because he had a lot of like, he had a fucking, would you have the Cruiser of Star Wars, like a huge 3D print he did. And then he had
Star Destroyer.
The Star Destroyer. He's got like Transformers that are like giant. He's just got, he's got the plethora of toys. And then like when we met,
we talked about the Transformers, didn't we?
I have a life-size Ravage 3D printed.
Because you were doing 3D printing. You were making Transformers. Yes, I remember we had that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just became G.I. Joe after that. Like, as soon as we got back in touch, like, he would text me. He's like, dude, the Pit's coming along. And he'd send me pictures of the Pit while he's building it. And, he's like, you got to get a printer. I was like, I don't know, man. I can't, like, I got too much going on. I know if I, when I got into graphic design, like, figuring stuff out in software programs and stuff like that, it's like, I love to do that. So like troubleshoot. And I was like, if I get that, I'm going to be messing with that all the time. Erin's going to hate me. She's going to like, Sophie's going to be down there bugging me, like.
You never answered this question though.
Yes. The food is getting cold.
Okay. And what happens then?
So I say to Mike, hey, you got to come down the house and see everything I got going on down there. So he's like, all right. So he like, throw some shoes on, back on, and we head out the door and we go down, and I just like kick in the door on poor Erin. We're in COVID. Like I can throw clothes on in a second and go outside and look totally normal, but she's in her pajamas. This was like, we were having a full pajama day this day, and she's in her pajamas. I just bust the door open. I'm like, Erin, I'm like, Mike's here. I got one of my oldest friends like in life here. I'm just going to show him some G.I. Joe stuff. She's just like, what? So she was like, where have you been with the food? I give her the food. It's all cold. Like, so then she starts heating it up. And I don't know. It just, from that point on, I mean, me and Mike talk every day now. So,
yeah.
I would have sent your ass back to go get warm food for.
Yeah, I know.
She
puts up with a lot.
Look at Mike. I'm surprised she didn't look at Mike and say, "Take your little friend back to that restaurant and come back with warm food."
It was very nice.
But she's a sweetheart. She takes it in stride.
I'm sure she is. And again, like I remember you guys both telling the story. I think you might have even told me like JoeFest about it. Which again, how crazy? I mean, it's not crazy that. I run into people all the time but I've never left my area. You know, I grew up 3 miles down the street. Matter of fact, my ex lives in the neighborhood where I grew up. So she would always get aggravated. I'd run into people. I'm like, well, I grew up here. You lived all over the place, up north in Detroit. You never had a stationary spot. You can imagine probably half the people that I went to school with didn't move away. You know, they're still in the area. So it's really easy to run into people.
We know
But
that.
the fact that you're living four houses down and you don't even realize it. And then the thing that really, again, had he just been like, oh yeah, I'm just doing my laundry and never mentioned about modeling, 3D modeling.
The first thing that popped in my mind was the George Costanza sofa photo, like that when he's on the couch, like in his boxer shorts, like from Seinfeld.
I've never watched Seinfeld. Anytime I've tried, it is so utterly unfunny that I turn it off. I find nothing about that show funny. All right, so clearly this kind of restokes everything. He's making vehicles which we didn't have at the time. We got the coil cycle, which is they can take that thing back, but I'm sure we'll get another version eventually. We get the Ram cycle, but
I have the Ram right before they made the Ram.
Okay.
I printed the Vamp probably about a year before they made the Vamp.
I feel like the Vamp was a thing that so many people, the Vamp and the Hiss, right. That's what people were printing.
I printed the Hiss, yeah.
And I know I had two 3D prints of the Hiss from Greg. And he gave it to me. He's like, they're not that good. I'm like, hey, they work for me. Like, I can understand if you're just selling them, but
right.
And I know when I finally got rid of them, like, do you care if I get rid of them? He's like, do whatever you want with them. I'm like, I don't have room. And let's be honest, all the amount of stuff that's coming. And Jim Smith agrees. Seinfeld is horrible. Thank you. We got Darren jumping in and saying, what's up, Punk, DeeBo, Pl4stic mods, and chat. There's only one mod because the other mod he's at the Grand Canyon right now. He can make it to Arizona, but he can't make it to JoeFest. Sad little man. All right, so this kind of brings you guys back full circle to G.I. Joe. Like, you guys rekindle your friendship. Again, Michael said I would be out smoking a cigarette outside of the bar, and here come Derrick riding his bike.
Being all healthy and shit.
Being all healthy.
I don't know if I've ever been healthy, dude.
There's two types of people that ride bikes. Healthy people and people that no longer can afford a car. So that's their transportation, right? I've never been like that. We got Dead Man Juan jumping in here. What's up? All right. So from here, he mentioned to you about getting into 3D printing.
Yeah.
Did you get into 3D printing?
Did I?
Yes.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. Like, Mike had like 4 printers at the time. And I walked in his house. They're all going. At any given moment, all 4 are running.
Loud as hell.
Yeah. And then the Bamboo came out. The X1 Carbon came out. And he bought that. And he's like, dude, this thing is a game changer. He's like, you could do this. You could do this, and you basically set it up and hit print. Yeah. So I bought one and I kept it in the box for a year because I was just like, I was like, I can get involved in this still. So I spent $1,500 and put it in the other room in a box. And finally he's like, you got to take that out of the box, dude.
So I believe this is someone that is related to Michael.
That is my better half.
As I was trying, I'm like, am I super loud? Like, I'm like, no one else has said anything. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He was talking about the machines.
Oh, my machines, yeah.
She might be like both.
That's my very supportive spouse.
Very supportive, and she was supportive. I know when you came on before, so great to have you here, Charlotte. You put up with a lot with Michael, and I only have to put up with him for like 5 days, once a year or so. Frank DeMunia jumping in here, and then we also have Russell Lemieux. Okay, so he gets you to get a bamboo.
Yep.
And then now
He
Michael
shows me a couple things, and then I just start doing it all wrong. Like 3D modeling software, I don't use it. Everything I make in the slicing program. Anything I edit in a slicing program. Probably the hardest way possible to do it is how I do it.
I still don't know how he does it.
You still do it like that?
Yes.
All right.
Because that's how I taught myself.
Be able to do, and I don't know, and I can't figure out how he does it. So
now,
there's so much easier ways to do things.
But people tell me the same thing about how I'm doing my videos, but it's like, this is how I know how to do it.
Right.
And for me to, for me to learn it, like that's going to take time itself. Right.
Right.
So I just continue to do it my way, and it works. It's also cool
when I learned Photoshop. When I learned Photoshop myself and I learned Illustrator myself, it was all self-taught, all backdoor ways to do things, and that's just how I learned software.
Yeah, and it's always great when someone that has like 75 followers that are telling me I'm doing things wrong, and I'm like, thank you. Thank you for your advice.
I think you're doing all right, dude.
So you guys both get into 3D printing. Now, I did not realize that, Derrick, you were into it, but Michael, we seen the Terradrome. We see the pit behind him. At JoeFest, he shows up with these. All right. Now, if anyone doesn't remember this, they actually had these on their belts, and yep, it still has the paint smell. And it does hold 3 figures, and you will get high. The outside doesn't smell like it anymore, but the inside it's rough. And I know you brought those, and I remember you telling me, you're like, yeah, I didn't bring them to sell them, but someone saw me carrying them all on, and they're like, how much do you want for one? Didn't you sell a few of them?
Right across on the way into the Holiday Inn. I was coming with the box. I didn't want to leave the box in the car because it was going to melt. So I'm bringing it across the parking lot. Somebody's like, "Whoa, I want one of those." So 2 of them on the way in.
But that's not why you brought them there.
No, I brought them to give away.
We got Steve Martin jump in here, and then we got son of a GTO. Does that mean something else? All right. So you get into the 3D printing. Michael, I already know is. All right. Because Michael hits me up and he's like, dude, do you have a Wolverine? And I was like, I don't. And you're like, you're a Michigan fan. You don't have a Wolverine. You need one. And I was like, oh, okay. And next thing I know, there's a Wolverine, and it is downstairs. It's one of those ones that I probably, even if they make a Wolverine, it's beautiful. Like, right. You made one for the giveaway, which Tony won twice in a row. Now, did you make one, or did he make one for you?
No, he made one for me.
Okay. But
I did print wheel covers for mine. Came out pretty sweet.
But you guys both went a separate way of the 3D printing. So Michael, I know for a fact, he's like, I'm not planning on selling anything, right? Every now and then you'll sell things if someone reaches out to you, but you don't want to have a store.
I don't advertise. If somebody wants me to build them, make them something, I'll give them a price. Whatever.
Yeah. Now, Derrick, on the other hand, you created an Etsy store, and you can go ahead and look at my review of a wonderful water moccasin. Once again, I thought that it was going to be a night landing. You're like, something's supposed to be there. I'm like, okay. And I thought it was a night landing because you sent Tony a night landing. But when I got the box, I'm like, this thing is way too big. Like, you just can't find another box.
It's a 20-person night landing.
Yes, 20. And I did a review on it, and you sell them on Etsy. Three. I screwed up in the review too. I kept saying,
Three DeeBo.
3D DeeBo. It's 3 DeeBo classified fun on Etsy.
Yep.
I kept screwing it up like you wouldn't believe, and you'll know what I'm talking about in a second. So you sent that to me. You want me to do a review? Are you gonna sell them? And
yeah, I didn't expect you to do a review. I just sent it to you to send it to you. And,
I review everything.
And Mike can attest to this. In learning how to do things my way in the slicing program, how many revisions I went through. Mike, you want to take a guess? I think.
Listen, I have at least 14 different final pieces of the canopy. And he sent me so many, so that the last time I went to print him, I go, just send me the file again, because I don't know which final is final.
But I would get it to a point and I'd be like, not good enough. And then I'm like, Mike will tell you, I'm super picky about underprint lines and like where the supports go. Like I just want everything to look smooth as possible. And
again, that water moccasin, and again, go check it out on my channel. There is a link to his Etsy store, and Ed, if you could pull up his Etsy and put a link up there. I don't think I put a link in here. There will be one tomorrow though, and we're going to talk about that in a second because you sent me something else the other day, and it's beautiful. I mean,
thank you.
It was not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting anything. It just shows up.
You're expecting another night landing.
Yes, I was. Well, because we discussed a night landing, so I wasn't expecting. This time, you didn't tell me something was coming. It just magically showed up.
Yeah.
So, a video that I have coming out tomorrow, and this just happened. It just happened to work out. Is this beauty, and let me see if I can enlarge myself.
Don't do that in front of me.
Don't worry, you're gonna get that out for JoeFest, all right?
Save that for cool, pal.
So you printed this and sent it to me. Now I just happened to do the Fans Hobby one. It does have a working rotor, right?
So I redesigned that, and I sent a video to Mike of it spinning, and he goes, "What do you got, graphite in that thing?" I go, "No, I just redesigned it with a different, it's like a cap system."
And again, this is you put all the stickers on for it, because originally I know you told me, and again it has the controller here. It does move.
Show them the control panel.
You can get in there.
Yeah, I don't know how well you can see it. It looks better than anything that is in the Vanguard or the Rumbler. I can tell you that much right now. But I'm
going to show you what I'm talking about, though, because Mike came and looked at mine, and this whole part right here is rough.
Hold on one second. Let me.
This whole part has like the support roughness.
Okay.
So yours does not, because I cut the tail here and made like a biscuit tail on other piece on. So this print's now totally smooth. And then under here, this, if you look at yours, this has all underprint or support like scarring on mine. But yours should be totally smooth because I cut the skids into parts that like peg into each other, and I glue them together. So these print flat, so they're completely smooth.
Well, you mentioned, like, you sent me a list of all the things that you changed, because it is originally designed by Mark II.
Yes.
And in the video, you'll see me put everything together. Now it's not up yet. I think you said that you should be able to get up this week.
Probably this weekend, I would say. I got some yard work to do this weekend, but I should be able to find time to take photos.
Let me see if I can find it here and then post a link, because either my moderator's not doing any work, which is probably I would.
Derrick's got like an engineering brain, and he's like a perfectionist, so he will work a model over and over and over and over again and cut it up apart until it's absolutely perfect.
A lot of trial and failure.
Here we go. And again, like, you talked about some of the stuff that you did with the water moccasin. Now, Michael, you're no better, because you talked about what you had to do for the Wolverine that you sent me.
Oh yeah.
And how you cut it in half, and you had to, and then you cut it in half, and you had to glue it together, and it had to be just perfect.
Right.
Like, you're not much.
Well, whatever I do, Derrick goes way past it. Derrick gets to the point where I have to tell Derrick that, dude, it's done. Like, stop.
He told me the water moccasin was done like at least 10 times.
And you know what? Somebody asked me in the review, can I get it with a clear canopy?
So,
and you talked about that.
Hold on.
Jim Smith says you picked the wrong weekend in New York to do.
Mine has a clear canopy because Mike printed these and polished them for me.
So each one of those, Derrick, pop off that collar canopy, just the top collar canopy, and bring it closer to the camera. So that part right there, Larry, see how clear it is?
Yeah.
That part right there took 2.5 hours to get that clear.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like fun.
It's just sanding and sanding, and then you have to rinse it and clear it, and then sand it, rinse it and clear it, and sand it and sand it.
But isn't that the same thing people do for like their lights on their cars when they get all fogged up?
Kind of.
They sand it down, and I'm not doing that. I'll just buy a new one.
But like, I think, Mike, you use like 10 different grits of sandpaper till you're up to basically like a piece of rubber, right?
Yeah, the last one's like a piece of rubber. It's like a rubber band. You rub it on it.
And it took you.
I'll put one. You know what I'll do? I'll put one of your Monday Night Toy Ramblings on 3.5 hours long, and I can do it.
See, that's what Tony says he does all the time.
Yeah, I just put it on. Right.
Allison Troy says it's also the wrong weekend to stop sniffing glue.
Never the wrong weekend to start sniffing glue.
Now, Beardy McBeardison says, and I can't get my printer to work for longer than a week. So jealous. Those prints are amazing. It's all trial and error. And I think it also depends on how much you're willing to spend on a good printer.
Well,
like you can, I mean, I have a $120 printer from probably 5 years ago or whatever. It makes, barrels and, jersey barriers perfectly fine.
Right.
There's the.
Oh, look at that. I was expecting that.
There's the one we've been talking about.
Now tell everyone how long that takes you to make.
The raft alone takes like 3 days to print.
Which that blows my mind because it looks like
it's a ton of waste.
Well, you got to explain to people what that means.
So every time you print every layer, I print everything at like 0.16 millimeters. So it goes up 1.6 millimeters. It will do the blue. Then it will do the whatever color and make the rope. Then it does the black. But every time it has to purge the filament and spit out a little thing they call poop.
Well, crazy. Don't you think it'd just be easier to just just paint the rope?
That's what this one is painted.
Okay.
But it comes out really like I have the printed one somewhere. I did one, but it takes forever to print. But I did a black rope version for you. but it wasn't perfect, so I didn't send it.
Well, again, I review all kinds of things, and because you sold it,
There's your black rope version. The wooden seats.
you
It comes out
asked,
awesome. What's that?
because you asked me like what color rope. You were like red, and I'm like, it doesn't seem really smart for a night landing, right? That you have this bright red.
I was getting a lot of beef about the bright blue rope, but at the same time, it's got bright red 878 on the side of it. Like, that's not very smart either.
We got Model Misfit jumping in here, and GI Jetman saying, "What's up, Punk? That's fantastic, DeeBo," and chat. No, it's again, I appreciate him. I really do appreciate it. Again, I do enjoy doing the review. You're just like, I just did a Fang. I just bought a Fang. You got a great deal on that Fans Hobby one for like $70.
Yeah, you did. I would have bought it for that price too.
I had no intention of. The funny thing is, I had no intention of buying it because I don't like it with the canopy. What sold me was the picture of the figure without the canopy on it.
Yep.
And it was $70. I think it was 53 cents to ship from China. Don't explain that one. Explain that one to me, shall I say? But then I get it, and I'm like, it doesn't look right without the canopy because it's meant to have the canopy on it.
Yep.
So if you take it off, like, now he's in this big, big boat rather than the Fang where everything's kind of tight and his elbows are hanging over. And
so you don't have the knot Skyhawk, but it's the same body.
Yep.
That's kind of where it lost me. I was like, man, like it's
yeah, no, that was one of the, again, that was, I didn't want it, but I'm like, $70. I'll go for it.
The Skyhawk is pretty much perfect. The not Skyhawk.
And the only reason why I didn't want the only reason why I chose not to get the Skyhawk was because I know Classified's coming out with one, right? Like, we all know that's eventually going to come. And
Bobby
so I was.
Wold, that's the Hal right there that you're talking about, Bobby Wold, in the chat.
Let me get a chance to read it. The Red Shadows figures coming with Fresh Monkey Fiction. Have you guys saw 3D printing vehicles with the Red Shadows logo on it? I saw there's a file for the Hell that would be good for the red laser. So a lot of people may not know what the Red Shadows are. You can watch my video. That's what the Palatoy Action Force had. There was a real Action Force back then, not what they have now, and everything was completely different. And that's what, between Skeletron and Fresh Monkey Fiction or Big Bad Workshop, that's what they created. Yeah, I've seen a few people do that. I know 44D2's done one. And he sent me some stuff too. It looks really good and everything. So it's basic, yeah, and there's a lot of this really nice stuff. But I was really tempted to get the JoeFest exclusive Skyhawk that they had. The wasn't Python Patrol. Tiger Force.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I kept from getting it. Now the Arctic one I really like.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I have my son had I think it was my son's. Might have been one that I bought. I don't remember. I mean, I bought everything. But I have the 1/18 scale one. So I like but I'm like, I'm running out of space. Yeah. Like space is becoming a premium. And even with the passing of Lenny and Tony, and I only say the passing because the way people have fucking acted online, that these guys have died. And it's one of those things where it's like, there's a lot more to come, and I don't think they're holding back. So I mean, if we get a Skyhawk, we all know that we're getting a water moccasin. That's like the worst kept secret. I think it's safe to say we're going to get a Thunder Machine. That's the one thing that we definitely need is the Thunder Machine.
2 years people have been saying we're going to get the Thunder Machine.
Yeah, well,
I mean, eventually we're going to get it, right? But you keep saying it, we're going to get it. We're going to get it.
It's actually, I think my Monday show is going to be, I think the topic is going to be, what do you guys want? Like, everyone wants everything right now. They're losing money. Like, if they give you everything in the first 2 years, who has the money to buy it? No one.
Who's got the space for it? I want to tell you this right now, Larry. I probably have every single G.I. Joe vehicle recreated in 1/12 scale. Okay. And the
Do you ever use this flag?
Not the flag. Not yet. I have the files for it, but I don't have the space.
I just had to ask because you know I was going to ask it.
The problem is
that he's trying to get a collab between the two of us to do it.
Right. I want him to print half of it. But literally, I have a 2-car garage full of G.I. Joe stuff that I can't all display at the same time.
Yep.
And I'd like to.
All right. So, I did a video a while back about 3D printed stuff and is this stuff too big? And it wasn't about 3D printing, but it was about just too big, to have all this classified.
Right.
And I showed off, like, I have a 3D printed that I printed. It's probably the best thing I ever printed. My Skyhawk. Mm-hmm. And so I showed that off. I had the hiss. And I'm like, these things are huge. I don't think people are going to want, and they say they do until time comes. Well, I was completely proven wrong. Because look at all the stuff the Gridiron is making, and people are buying like all of it. People are finding space to put this, which I think is crazy. But I own at least one of everything for the classified line. And I don't see myself stopping. And again, as you do photography more, it's okay. Well, you might buy something to do shots, but eventually that gets expensive too. And I know for me, I can't speak for everyone. I don't want to buy stuff and have it stored in a closet or, in a storage unit. I want it. I spend a lot of money on this. I want it out there. So I think you're right though. Like eventually the space is going to become a problem. Especially if their plan is, they're redoing the hiss, they're probably going to want to redo the Dragonfly. I can't see them redoing the Rattler. You really going to do a Tiger Rat? I mean, that's crazy.
It's big. I have an 8-foot by 4-foot work table downstairs in the garage, courtesy of Derrick. And
when my work went out of business, I had these huge rolling tables, and Mike was like, "Hey, I'm going to build some rolling tables in the garage." I go, "I got them. Come get them." Big 4x8 tables. He took like 3 or 4 of them.
3 of them. So I have 24 foot of table space in my garage, completely filled. If you think about it, the Ramen van, the Awe Striker, the Vamp, the Wolverine, the APC,
Whale.
2 other vehicles I printed. That's one 8-foot table side by side.
The Whale is massive.
I know. Greg printed one.
Yeah,
and my buddy Greg.
The world's 34 inches long.
Yeah. Now, and the reason why I've said for a long time I think the Whale is a perfect HasLab is because it also can be used as a display. Right? Where the Night Raven, I'm sorry, it can't.
The Night Raven at classified scale is 46 inches long.
Yeah.
It's taller than my daughter.
I'm waiting for the joke. Come on, guys. Someone. No one said it. I mean,
I can't make the joke. The 3 of us are as tall as Corey. You can't, the scale of a lot of this stuff, even a Sky Striker, is going to be 34 inches long, 35 inches long, which is like 5-6 inches longer than the Dragonfly, which is
and Baldy did that review of his buddies. He also had an APC, but he also had the Dragonfly to show how the size scale between them, and it's beyond massive, right? Like,
yeah.
And where do you put that now? If you make it so it can be hung from your ceiling and supported well, or it can bolt to the wall, but is that how you really want to display it? I'm not sure if that's what everyone wants. Now, I do want to say here, 3 Stars said, I can't ever forget that video. It was the one where you said you were wrong. No, that was the follow-up video that I said maybe I was wrong. And that was when some pretentious asshole who felt that he needed to make a comment talking about me finally growing half a brain. That pretentious asshole would be Michael French. Anyway. Hey, if you're gonna post it, you obviously don't care about saying it. Anyway, yes, the X-Men jet, same thing, right? I've seen the X-Men jet that one Oak did. He said the Night Raven file was roughly the same size. It's pretty much couch sized. Yes, and again, like, yeah, I don't know. Now, Loki's asking what you're making for JoeFest.
Fangs. I'm gonna bring probably 5 fangs with me, maybe a couple.
Remember, they only have about 5 minutes to get them into the hotel before they start melting, and that's just because it's so damn hot there.
I might bring some water moccasins. I'm probably gonna bring this red water moccasin that's behind me, crimson water moccasin. And I'm making, right now, I'm in the midst of making a couple custom toll booths. Anybody wants a toll booth?
Really? What are you making that out of?
Well, I got, just kit bashing. I got all the parts sitting right here in front of me. Spent last night removing camouflage from the pants.
So they're all going to be different. They're all not one. They're not just one, right?
What do you mean?
It's not just one character that you're making. You're kit bashing multiple characters.
I'm just making toll booth out of some leather neck parts, Bazooka's belt, Beachhead's pants, Dusty's boots, Star Wars vest, or Dr. I forget his name.
If I say it, people are going to yell at me.
Dr. Zayas.
I'll make 2 toll booths in case anybody wants to get one.
Okay, so you're only making 2. So you're not making a whole bunch.
Right. I'm just going to.
I thought you were like making like an army of them. You're an army builder.
I am an army builder. I have tons of troops, but
is there a big is there a big want for toll booth?
I don't know. We got the bridge layer. That bridge layer will probably be down there again this year.
And I do have to say that anyone that had the original toll booth, I do. I actually still have my original. It shows how much I played with them. The head that you're using there is perfect. And it never dawned on me till I saw that. And I went,
remember, I told you, I said, yeah, he's ugly enough.
It's Ron Riggles. Put it in front of the camera. Do you know who Ron Riggles is?
Yes.
And it's him. 100%.
Yeah. But I mean, the fact that it's supposed to be supposed to be a real person.
Yeah.
I'll probably bring this dude with me too. Because I got that Mauler coming at some point, but
that looks nice.
I even made little decals for the jacket.
But yeah, no, it's one of those. It's one of those things like that head sculpt is it never dawned on me. I just saw it in your hand. I was like, holy, because Toll Boots is seriously one of the ugliest
So ugly.
G.I. Joe
But
figures ever.
this guy's pretty ugly too.
That's the Duster one, right? The Duster.
Yes.
Yeah, Duster.
Yes, Tim Kennedy.
Right. Oh, that's a real person. I forgot.
Yes, and it looks nothing like him.
No, it doesn't. Way to go, Bobby.
and Tim did end up being. He made up a bunch of lies, so I know he's fallen out of favor with most people. You can't really lie about your military background and what you did, and if it gets out, man, people are going to they're going to let you know that you're wrong.
Yeah.
So, all right. So as for JoeFest, again, this is really called the Drive to JoeFest. What was the true thing that prompted you guys to go?
Taking a road trip together in G.I. Joe, you know?
We were in deep in G.I. Joe at the time. And
at the time, like we aren't right now.
And I said to him, I said, hey, this thing's coming up. Do you want to go? It was like 3 weeks or 2 weeks. You want to go? And he's like, yeah, let me see if I can get the time off. And the stars aligned, and we booked the shitty hotel. It wasn't a shitty hotel, but it was a shitty location.
Yeah, good hotel, shitty location.
Baldy wants to know why Michael's head looks so small. Michael is doing his best version of Allison, where he's only showing from the nose up.
Here.
Now you look tiny. Like you look like
I'm relaxing.
Mini me.
I'm fucking relaxing, motherfucker. You know my dick.
Michael wanted to show off all his 3D printed stuff behind him is what he really wanted.
Don't call me out, motherfucker.
Which I do have to say, I'm just noticing now that I'm looking in the back that you have a Battlestar Galactica fighter there.
Oh, that's G.I. Joe scale too. Whatever the fuck it is.
What?
That's classified scale.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. I'm just saying. I'm just noticing it right now.
Oh yeah, I have a.
When I tell you his printers are never not running.
All right, I did not realize like it doesn't look that big till you came running back with.
Yeah.
Wow. That is
beautiful. You can put a figure in there too.
I hope so. Now you just gotta wait for Battlestar Galactica figures to be made.
Well, the Cylon one is coming up. I had to stop the printer so that we could hear each other.
What was the Cylon one called? Do you remember?
The Cylon Raider.
Raider, okay. All right, so you guys decided to go to JoeFest in 24. The correct answer was to meet me, but you guys got it wrong.
You weren't such a big deal then.
I was becoming a big deal.
You weren't a big deal to 25.
No, I became a big deal after someone tried doing a panel and it didn't work, and I just spoke to everyone without the microphone.
They were there.
Yeah, we were there. We were in the audience.
Remember, we were with you before you became a big deal. Just remember that.
And I was next to this guy, and we're like, this is like him and I are like having conversations. Like, no one can hear us. No one can hear anything. Wait, Graf is saying, what the heck? Does he live in a TARDIS? That shit must have been 40 feet in the background because it looked so small at first. I mean, I knew you said it was classified scale, but like when you brought it up, I was like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, so you don't realize that pit right there? That pit it's taller than me.
Yes.
That pit's six and a half feet tall. I have a step stool I can use to get up to the top of it, and that's no joke. But I'm a fucking little guy, so.
But either way, I mean, and again, like if you're interested in seeing it, Michael was on Thursday with a friend, and you go over that whole thing You walk around the Terradrome, which is massive. Absolutely massive. I think we all can agree. But
we joke every year, like, are we bringing the Terradrome this year to JoeFest?
People would lose their mind, but it would melt.
Yeah, I don't know where we would keep it.
I could probably next year make one and keep it in 2 parts and travel in 2 parts. I'd have to like rent a van. And I know Ed said that he wanted to do a display thing.
A travel drone?
A travel drone.
Charlotte's saying that traveled to our house in the back of my van.
That pit, yeah.
I don't know if she sounds too thrilled about that.
She helped me. She carried it with me.
She is a blessing. I gotta tell you.
Let me tell you, she's one of the best.
She's looking at you like, I can't believe we're taking this.
My entire house is full of toys.
You see, I mean, mine is too, but I don't have a significant other that I don't have to worry about.
I have
the fact that you're able to con her into allowing this.
Yeah.
I am banished to the basement. I am banished to the basement with all of my bullshit. Like none of it. What's that?
He's got a large basement. Derrick's don't let him fool you.
Still, but I would like a little of my personality in the house.
Right.
Where I live.
It's called your wife. And your kid. I have a feeling your kid has a lot of your personality.
Yeah, she does. She's a ripper.
She is.
I pulled out the fodder, the little fodder thing the other day because I was looking for something for these toll booths. She comes down and she goes, "Oh, Dad," she goes, "can I make my own G.I. Joe?" I was like, "Go ahead, dude." So she pulled out a Mutt's vest and a Zartan top body, and she's just like pulling all these pieces out. Rock and Roll's legs.
So Commander Unicron says he'll lug it to JoeFest for you. We got Mr. Wonderful jumping in here. And G.I. Bro says, yeah, we knew you before you were a big deal. That panel was crazy. Crazy quiet. So after you went, or let's say when you got there, what was your impression of it? Like what were your expectations before you went? What was your expectations when you got there of what you thought? And after you left, how did you feel about it? Did it measure up to what you had thought it was going to be?
Yeah, I think it was better than what we thought it was going to be. We had a great time. Just the amount of
so yes.
Well, yeah, just the amount of friends we made there, right? Just like, easily, right? I think there was like 20 of us all hanging in a group, and it just like kind of naturally came together that way. And I remember talking to Baldy, and he had his back to you, and Baldy asked me if I wanted a beer, and I said, "No, I don't drink, man." He goes, "Oh, what are you, straight edge?" I go, "Yeah, I am." And he goes, "Oh, this guy's straight edge." I was like, "Oh, come on." And then you turned around. And then we started talking.
No, it's again, that's one of those. There was nothing forced, right? Like you just met
nothing.
People. You didn't feel like, and I feel like some people felt like that, but I'm like, don't like you just start talking, right? Like everyone is there for. We all have the same similar hobby, and you just kind of like come into a conversation and talk. I
think it really speaks to G.I. Joe, what it did for us as kids and that time growing up, like G.I. Joe was everything to me at one point,
Yeah. I mean, I've said it before, like other than my kids, obviously, the only thing that is more important to me than G.I. Joe or was more important is skateboarding.
Yeah.
And I don't, and again, I would never be able to explain how much I love skateboarding. But as time goes on, it's much easier to collect toys and do reviews and talk about it than go out and ride a skateboard and knowing that your knees, only have.
Well, I think especially us three in particular, I think we all grew up very similar. Like me and Mike spent our existence skateboarding,
right?
And toys and skateboarding, and that's just we have very similar interests. I think the three of us, and I think we're all still. I don't skateboard. I can hop on a skateboard and skateboard. I don't seek to do it like you do, which I kind of wish I did at points, but I don't really have time for it, which sucks. But I still consider myself.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still in my brain. I'm a skateboarder.
So I've said this before about skateboarding and skateboarders. I go, there are skateboarders and there are people who skateboard.
Yeah.
Not one is not better than the other, and you don't have to be great to see yourself as a skateboarder. I've seen people that they ride a skateboard and they have more talent and they're better than I could ever have been. But they can put it down for a year and not care, and then pick it up and say, oh, they do it for another few months and then they put it down. They don't care. Even when I'm not riding, when I wasn't skating, I'm still like, oh, look at that handrail over there. Look at those ledges.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they put skate stoppers on here. My kids know that no skateboarding signs, that's a suggestion, not a rule.
Yep.
So I've said that before. I'm like, you don't have to be a great skateboarder to be a skateboarder. It's something in your mind.
Right.
And you can be a great skateboarder and just be one of those people that it's like, you're just good at it and you found friends around it, but you don't have the drive to want to do it, or you don't think about it 24/7. And the whole toy thing is kind of the same way. Yeah, much easier on the knees. No one ever sprained an ankle reviewing a toy. At least I hope not. I hope not. Though I've sprained my ankle plenty of times.
So that first year at JoeFest, I remember hanging out after the Friday night and going to the swap thing, and then we bought Sarge a drink, right? Was that Friday night?
I think so. Yeah, he just came over and I was sitting on the end and he just put his hand on my shoulder and was like, "Can I sit here?" And everybody's like, "Yeah."
So I believe if Ed is here,
Ed bought
it was Teflon, and he said, "Hey, come on over." And he said something like, "Let me get you a drink or something," because we were at the bar.
Right.
Myself, I think Dave was with us, and I know it was 3-star. And Teflon was like, no, let me buy you a drink. And that's how they got him to sit down. And he sat with us for what, 2 hours?
I know. I bought him a drink.
Yeah.
I kept going. Keep picking them drinks.
I'm looking at Baldy's comment.
Yeah, they came running over and they were like, Sarge is sitting, and that's where we were actually going to go sit. The waiter wouldn't let us leave because he did not want to deal with all the other people. So he purposely wasn't giving us our check because he just didn't want us to leave. And someone said, it's not that Sarge sat down where we were all at. The most impressive thing was how fast someone was able to get a drink, because everyone had been waiting for the wait staff to get them something. And they're like, he came right back with the drink. So, but yeah, that was one of the highlights. And I was never a Sarge fan. I've heard wonderful things about him. And I think they're all true. Yeah. It's not my fault that he turned his back on Hulk Hogan and the USA, but he did it, not me, and we all saw it. Iraqi sympathizer. Kids today are like, what the hell? There's an Iraq war? Yes, there was.
What do you think of the Hulk Hogan documentary?
It was very good and very sad.
Yeah, because
he died. I don't think there were as many lies in it, and that guy, we all know, has been known to lie so many times about so much stuff. I think it's sad that Brooke wasn't in it at all. And I've recently watched or listened to a podcast that she was on, and she talked all about it and why she removed herself from his will. And it's basically because of the people around him. But yeah, it was good.
Like,
There was stuff that I did not know. I will say that the whole brother passing, because he OD'd and everything. You watched it, right?
right. Yeah. He bought it. He gave him the money.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was supposed to go to rehab, and so and you could tell he actually got choked up. Because we've all seen his acting, so we knew he wasn't acting.
Right.
I haven't watched it yet, so
it's good. I mean, it's good. And you hear from Vince McMahon. You never see him other than at his funeral. It might be Vince McMahon because that person looks nothing like Vince McMahon.
He looks like a guy that ties a girl to the train tracks. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, I know I don't have the money to do like plastic surgery and shit, but I don't think I would unless like in an accident or something. But we all age, so let yourself age, like. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed the Vince McMahon one too, but I think I knew everything about that. This one, there was stuff in there that I didn't know about, and to hear about how bad Hogan Knows Best really like brought to light how bad their family was. Now, the one thing that I will say pissed me off about it was no one talks about what a douchebag Nick is.
Right.
And the things him and his dad said about the guy that was, left a vegetable because of him.
Right, wasn't he? It's supposed to be
his best friend. And he's saying he must have done some really bad stuff. Whoa, your son's the one that fucking made him a fucking vegetable.
Right.
I wouldn't be saying shit about that. Yeah, so 3-star says, yes, we were nice to him and he held us hostage. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal had we not known Sarge was there, but we still set like we were there for over an hour with Sarge. So,
listen, that's what is it, $75 to shake his hand?
Something like that. I mean, I know that. So
it was worth the tours.
What?
It was worth the doers and water.
Yeah. So Moody wanted us to go to have breakfast with Sarge, and myself, Baldy, and Tony were like, fuck that. I ain't doing that. We ain't fucking doing that. I'm like, I'd rather hang out with my buddies here for free and go out to breakfast or whatever than some guy that I'm not even going to get to talk to. And in the end, we got to sit with them. So, winning. All right. So you were talking about the first. You were talking.
I'm going to take him to Nacho Mama's this year.
If he'll go, yeah. Of course, we have to have his fucking manager with us.
Magic Mushroom, wherever the other place is.
That was good.
Is it Nacho Mama? Is that the name of it?
Nacho Mama's is one place.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't talk about it because then everyone's gonna want to go there.
The Magic Mushroom has the gluten-free pizza.
Okay, that sounds awful.
No,
yeah, I didn't eat the gluten-free pizza. I just ate regular pizza.
Yeah, they have regular pizza. Okay, you can have gluten-free pizza. You'll be the only one.
The gluten hurts my tummy.
I don't care. I'll make it back to the hotel. The mellow mushroom.
Mellow mushroom.
Yeah.
I love Magic mushrooms.
All right. So in the first year for JoeFest, like what was your experience like leaving it?
There was a high the whole way home. It was great. I loved it.
Like, so when you left, were you like instantly like, we're going next year too?
Yeah.
We immediately, the whole way home, we were making plans about the following year. And then leaving this past year, we did the same thing. And as soon as we got home, one of our other buddies that we grew up with, who's also into G.I. Joe, who's also into toy collecting, he doesn't have a 3D printer. He doesn't have an online social presence. But he's going with us too.
All right. And so, okay, so after 24, you're like, hey, we're going again next year.
Yeah.
So in 25, you still decided not to stay at the hotel, which again,
we booked too late. It was sold out.
I will say it again.
Like a weekend.
The moment you find out, just book it. If you don't go, you just cancel. But book it after I book it, so I know that I have my reservation.
That's what we did this time. We just booked
Thank
it.
So 25. Was your experience different in 25 over 24? Because now you're going back.
I mean, a little, because now we knew people going there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so there's no more of this. All right, how am I going to approach this person? Or now it's like, hey, I already have these built-in friends, and through there, you know, at least for me, you start talking to other people that they might be with. I also became a much bigger deal. So,
I mean, that was the catchphrase of 25, right? I'm kind of a big deal.
I had to book time to give him shit.
Exactly. It's how I pay for it. But Baldy says, he says you can book and then transfer the room to fucking to I think to whoever the fuck you don't want it.
Truth.
Basically, somebody decided not to go and told Baldy that oh yeah, they told me that I can't transfer the room to you. And we kind of called bullshit on that. But I'll find out when I actually get them on the line. I think once they're a month out, I can add Ed to the room. So if he gets, because last year Tony got there before me. Ed and I were actually like side by side. Tony got there before me, and he calls me up and he's like, hey, can you put me on the room? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm driving down the highway, and so he gives them the phone, and they're like, yeah, we need your license. They read all that stuff, and I'm like, I'm driving. And they're like, well, we can't let him in the room. I'm like, dude, like, whatever. And Tony was like, dude, sorry, I didn't realize they were going to ask you for all that shit. So you felt 25 was easier for you guys.
Because we knew what was going on.
It was familiar, you know?
Right. You knew the layout of the convention floor.
And didn't it feel like you had just seen these people like a month before? It did not feel like it was a year.
No. Definitely didn't.
No, it was cool. It was cool knowing people that are there. But again, then I didn't encounter any jerks the whole time.
No. Again, like, you know, that is something that is it's put in the ether by other people that now have a problem with it, saying how, you know, this is all about just being seen and no one really wants to go there and they're not real toy collectors. It's just a crock of shit. And again, like, I don't understand the reason for it, but it's like there's no one starting fights. Right. There's no drama there. There is and I've said this, and I realized this last year, like upstairs where they're doing all that swapping at night.
Yeah.
Those are like the old school collectors. And downstairs where we were, that's more like the new generation of like guys that are doing YouTube. And one's not better than the other, just a little different. But it's not like you go upstairs and they shun you, or they come down and we shun them. It just makes no sense whatsoever. Because it's just it's just a good time for everyone. But for you guys, it's got to be a little different, because for me, it's like, all right, yeah, it was the first time meeting most of them. I had met Ed before. I think I met a couple people. Ed was the one I met at PowerCon. But I'm talking to these people all the time, and I'm seeing them, and we're doing shows together. But for you guys, you didn't know anyone in 24. I mean, you knew me, but like I didn't know who you guys were.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, Mike had light conversations with all of you guys. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah,
know
you were just like
hell anybody was.
Yeah, you literally was just
throw me in the car.
So in 25 you go, and now you feel like, hey, I've met some of these people. I feel like I can go up to Punk and talk to him and not feel shunned. So did you find 25 a better experience than 24?
Yes. No. Yeah.
Or you for me, like 24, like I don't think anything's ever gonna match 24, just for the fact that Ed was like the only person that I had really met and talked to. And even though, like, you know, you've talked over this was the first time meeting the people.
Right.
So even though every year we're going to meet new people, that experience of just all these new people,
Yeah.
you know, it changed everything, because, you know, you have this weird connection. No one cares. Like, no one cares, you know, oh, this guy is in shape, you know, oh, you know, this guy's short, this guy's big, oh, you have a big collection, you like, no one cared, right? And so when you go back in 25, it's like, all right, I have all these new, you know, all these friends that I've met, and you feel like it was just like last week. At least that's how I felt.
Right.
But now you're adding to the people, and then there's some people that, you know, like Baldy didn't go last year, and that was disappointing. And now we finally got him to go back. At least he says
I did like the panels better in 24 because they were so, I don't know, unorganized. I thought it was funny. But Mark 2 Design had a great panel, 3D printing panel, and
yep.
You know, I did enjoy your guys' panel, even though, you know, it was comedic, which is probably what really kind of spawned the Circle of Jerks. You found that camaraderie, you know.
So
that's true, right? Wow, I just thought about that. You're right. The 24 JoeFest panel was probably the birth of the Circle of Jerks, right?
Oh, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Because Travis was part of it, but it was. It was.
Well, if you remember, Tony wasn't part of the Circle of Jerks to start, but you're actually right in some. You see, but Baldy said it. Nope, sort of, but no. Yes, you're kind of right, but for different reasons than what you might think. And we're not at liberty to tell yet. We'll tell that the last Circle of Jerks that we do. The last Circle of Jerks we ever do, we will explain how Circle of Jerks came to be. So your panel thing, you're absolutely correct. Like, where the panels are now is so much better. But there was something unique about walking by and then you just stop because you're going back down and, oh, hey, like this, and you stop and listen to the panel a little bit. Yeah. It sucked that you couldn't hear nothing.
Right. It was like right in that hallway.
Yeah. And then, so you had some, you know, some of the toy swapping going on over there.
We were waiting for a panel, or we were watching a panel, and people like moving in for the toy swap and setting up for the toy swap while we were watching a panel.
Ed says, I don't care if Baldy goes. I just don't want any licky Baldies. Just for the record, during the Punkathon, Ed couldn't stop playing that. So Ed is so full of shit. Yes, Jim, Baldy is going again this year. Anyone want to buy my tickets? It shouldn't be that hard. Of course, you got to give them at a better discount. Because why? I mean, anyone can get them. No, Baldy's way different in person. I didn't think I was going to like Baldy, and I've told him this. I thought of all the people, him and I were two that were going to clash, and him and I got along way better. Obviously, as do a fucking show together now.
Yep.
We got along way better. And, you know, sometimes I'm too open about telling people. Like, I've talked to, like, especially like skateboarding, there was one guy who came up and we were talking and became pretty good friends. And I was like, I did not like you. And he was like, whoa. And like we talked about it. I'm like, I don't know. I told him how I thought I saw him. And during the conversation, I'm like, I don't know why the fuck I felt I needed to tell him this. I'm honestly one of those people. I'm just too fucking honest at many times. Like,
just don't pull any punches. That's all.
Yeah, I'm just too honest about some of the stuff. Like, I've said it before. Like, if I'm barely talking to you, I'm giving you the yes, yep. I probably don't want to be around you. And there's nothing wrong with not liking everyone where you go, right? We all didn't like each other on the playground, but we're all allowed to play there. Right. You know, you just kind of move on and find someone else to hang out with, and you know, do that. That's.
Well, I think with Zen, right? Derrick was following Zen before Derrick knew who Zen was. When we met him down in JoeFest, Derrick's like, "Oh wait, you're Zen, right?"
Yeah, yeah.
Derrick was a fan of Zen's because Zen's a shit poster.
Yes, he is, and I've told him that numerous times.
And Derrick would follow Zen's shit posts, just laughing along with him. And then we met him down there at JoeFest, and Derrick's like, "Wait a second, you're Zen? I follow all your shit."
Well, really, no one really knows who he is, or no one knew who he was.
Right.
Hyatt's me is jumping in here, and everything's absolutely changed for him, right? Like, you know, he got on a toy kind of mood, and you know, Travis wanted him to help co-host because he said Spec was not a co-host. Spec's doing pretty wonderful on our show though. And then, you know, we started doing Circle of Jerks, and it was all I'll tell someday. Baldy says, dude, I had some of Derrick's music in my collection. Well, when Derrick comes back to Detroit, then I'll get some in my collection. All right, so you leave 25. You're like, this is even better this year. It's getting bigger. Would you want it to move elsewhere?
Like
to a different
or
to a different venue,
different city.
Different city.
I like Augusta.
Yeah, I do too.
I have a good time. Chill.
I didn't like walking back to the Holiday Inn at 2 a.m.
No, yeah.
But I didn't feel as there's areas of our town here that are rougher than that was, but we were just getting a lot of looks.
Yeah, but everybody was chill, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody's just out partying on the street. But
well, I think
we knew we were getting close in 24 to the hotel because there was a fire hydrant on the corner of our hotel that was open the entire weekend, just flooding into the street. So
from Thursday to Monday.
Yeah. Like, oh, there's the fire hydrant. We're close.
There was a guy that asked for money, if I remember correctly, and asked Ed, and Ed, I think Ed told him no. I think he told Ed that he's gonna die, something like that. Like, this is the end of the world, and we're all like, whatever. He wasn't happy with Ed. I remember that. And then we saw him there the next night. He was still outside of the Marriott. Like, don't you have security to get rid of these people? So you decided after that, hey, we're gonna stay at the Marriott.
Yeah. Well, no, it's more convenient.
It's so much. Again, I told Woody this, but Woody wanted to get an Airbnb, and I understand. But I'm like, being able to take stuff back to your room, take a short nap if you want, just a breather to get away from everyone. And then at night, when you're there till 2 o'clock in the morning, the last thing you want to do is walk home.
Yeah, make that one.
Right? It's just not
10
fun.
blocks to a street party.
I think I booked us an Uber last time, I think, right?
So
Yeah.
Bali says I have to make that walk Friday night, but I'm in a hotel Saturday and Sunday. Okay, here it is. Ed says he told me God was going to strike me down and send me to hell. I said I've already got my spot saved there. And we talked about this, and I'm like, Ed, if you fucking get struck down and die, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Real life street prophet.
He was he was something else, and Ed was like, that's that guy right there. But yeah, that's one of those things where you do, like I said, I just booked a room, and I booked a suite right away as soon as I found out what it was. And now, like, again, you kind of mentioned, it didn't dawn on me that now Andrew graduated in 24, and his graduation didn't fall on that.
Yeah.
So
high school graduation weekend.
Yeah, and so tell everyone what you have going on before JoeFest.
Oh, I gotta go. My son's graduating on the Monday before JoeFest, so I gotta drive to New Jersey for my son's graduation. Drive home, come back for Thursday to drive back to Georgia, 13 hours.
And he'll drive the whole way. I try to be like, yo, let me take the wheel. He's like, I'm good going 101 miles an hour. We're fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, I put a brick on the accelerator
and see, I have a hard time believing that, because I went to New York for the first time, and they're the slowest fucking drivers ever. Oh my gosh.
Webster, New York.
Holy shit.
That's hardly New York.
So, hey, today we had a lunch at work with my boss's new boss. She's from Webster, New York. I wanted to be like, I just heard there's nothing there. So
okay, it is a normal suburb. There's Target, Walmart, there's a movie theater with like maybe six theaters. The roads are awful. There's an Ollie's there.
got a lot of Marvel figures.
A lot of Star Wars figures.
So I didn't buy them. I should have. I don't think we still have them here. The Fortnite little flight that I was going to have you make me some of the stands, because we know there's other trouble bubbles coming. I just need the little connectors, but I didn't buy any. So
I have a whole bunch of them.
Jim Smith says Webster, New York is basically Canada, eh? No. Believe me, I know Canada very well.
It's basically Cleveland.
I think I have 5 of the camouflage flight things if you need. They're up in that cabin.
I still have the one you gave me down there.
Yeah, Webster, New York is like Cleveland, Ohio.
I mean, I don't want to insult Webster, New York that bad.
Oh, man.
Now, this is very true. No lights. And Ed, it got worse because I was out many nights. Like, I went to the movie theaters. So Ed and I, that first day, because he came out there and crashed, he came out there on Saturday and crashed, drove home Sunday. So we were out, and I said, well, I want to go drive by the training center. It's only like a mile, but I just want to know where it's at. We drive there, and I mean, there are no streetlights whatsoever. And the GPS kind of takes us the long way, which is no big deal. Like, just going to go. And there's a deer crossing the street. Now, again, I live in Michigan, lots of deer. Deer run across the street. This deer was just, it didn't give a shit. It was like, go ahead, hit me. I live in fucking Webster, New York. All right? You'll be doing me a favor.
Even the deer are suicidal.
Dude, it was, oh my God, dude. Like, I mean, it was pitch black. And there were like 2 cars coming the opposite way, but I was like, dude, there's no lights. So even like when I drove back from the movie theater, it was probably about 2 miles to the road that I was at. I'm driving by like Target, Ollie's, BJ's, like all these places, and it's still dark. I'm like, how do you not have this lights? Like, and the roads are awful. I thought potholes in Michigan were bad. Holy shit, dude. Awful.
It's Western New York for you. I've been to Canandaigua, New York, Jet Man. It's a nice area.
What is this a real place?
Canandaigua.
So you have your own Canada?
No, it's Canandaigua.
That is Canada. I can see Canada in it.
Canada,
you can call it whatever you
Igua.
want. I see Canada in it.
He sees Canada Igua.
Canada Agua.
So of everything that we discussed with JoeFest, to you, Michael, let me ask you, like, what do you think it makes so special?
JoeFest?
Yeah.
First, it's like the coolest toy show I've ever been to because it's all mostly G.I. Joe toys of any type you can find. Now I'm not into 3 3/4 anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And between 24 and 25, there was a marked difference in the toys that were offered at the show.
Yeah.
25, there was a lot more classified stuff. And this year, there'll be a lot more classified stuff. And I know a lot of customizers and 3D printers are going to be there. So there's going to be a lot of really cool toys this year that you can't see in normal toy stores. So.
And Derrick, like for you, what was like, what did you find so special about it? I mean, if you guys are like, hey, we got to go back every year.
I love going to a toy show like that, and you know, it is very G.I. Joe heavy, which I love. But at the same time, I love seeing like an old toy that I don't remember having until I see it. And I see a lot of that there. I'm like, oh damn, like like my buddy just the Hulk Rage in the Cage thing I sent you, Mike. I used to have that, but I don't remember having it until a friend of mine posted it on Facebook. He's like, I couldn't find the cage for this Rage in the Cage thing, but I was like, oh damn, like it just like hits me. I'll send you toys like that all the time, like that little bowling set with the hopping ball and like just like like there's all these like little
in the little train case.
But yeah, I just love seeing all the old toys, and I love seeing what people do with new lines and vehicles. I don't know. It's just I feel like that's my brain. like that's what goes on in my brain all the time is what's going on at that show. Like
it. I know, like Ed and I, when we hung out on Saturday, both of us were like, I needed to get here. Now I have a whole vacation right after that. I'm headed right down to Orlando right after. So it's, and I literally just bought the Disney tickets today. That's expensive.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to
haven't even got the Universal. Haven't got the Universal tickets yet, but it's just like, and I think what makes it, and I've said this before, for me, I think one of the things that makes it so special is I'm getting in Thursday. I don't leave till Monday. And yeah, I'm going down to Florida, so it's a little different. But those both times that I went, you're staying in the hotel. You don't ever need to leave. You're not thinking about work. It's not on your mind. You're not thinking about driving back to your hotel. You're not worried about what time it starts, what time it ends. And you have the mass amount of people that one thing we got to meet so many of them through YouTube, but then we, now in 25 and obviously 26, all these people that we already got to know. And it's like, I spent all this time telling my son, like, hey, these people online are not your friends. You don't know them.
Right.
and then I realized I'm a total liar.
Right. That was the cool thing is it's the coolest
You're a
toy
hypocrite,
show.
Dad.
I'm a
And then
huge,
you leave the toy show and you get to kind of decompress with your friends about the toy show.
yes. And again, like you're not. If you went there and you didn't buy anything,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't have that ability.
Right.
But you could go there and not buy a thing and still have a blast. Right? There's nothing like Motor City Comic Con is this weekend. I'm thinking about maybe going on Sunday, but why? You know, there's no exclusives there.
Right.
I don't care about autographs. I don't seek autographs. So there's a lot of, you know, like I can find a lot of, you know, older stuff, vintage stuff because there's a lot of booths there. But I can go to Sergeant Red's and say, "Hey, John, what do you have in your, you know, what do you have in your warehouse? I'm looking for this stuff." Or I could just go on eBay and order whatever I need, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no way not. I mean, you can get all this stuff. So we're JoeFest, and again, I'm sure other shows are the same way. I have a feeling Legion's Con, if you're into fantasy, is the exact same way. And I know Legion's Con all takes place in the exact like it's in the building, and that's where, you know, the hotel is. Assembly Required is nice, but there's no like restaurant that's open the whole time connected to it, and it's also not as big. So we're crossing. You know, I know we crossed. Now again, for Assembly Required in November, it was beautiful out. It's usually not that nice out. I saw people at Legion's Con and it was fucking freezing out. Like we get to just walk out. You almost melt when you go out because it truly is that hot. But going to Nacho Mama's, right? Like that was a blast. Now we did that the first year we found Nacho Mama's, and we went again this year. The first year we went to this year. We will be going again this year. The first year, before we left, we went to a restaurant. It was me, Baldy, Travis, Tony, Derrick, not Derrick. Yes. 3-star. And Pop. Darren, yes. And we went to this restaurant and it was the slowest fucking service ever, and there was no one there. And I said, we're not going back there. That is not a place we're going Monday because I have to get home. You know? And that's what some people don't realize. Like on Monday, it's like if we want to do breakfast, you have to go early because some of us have a 13, 14 hour drive home.
Yeah.
You know, and this year I'm driving down to Orlando. It's only like 7 hours or 6 hours, but they're flying in and they're going to be there way before me.
Now, are you driving home from Orlando or are you flying home?
Oh, no, I'm driving home.
That's a long drive.
Okay. Oh, Darren says that was the mushroom plant. Is it really?
That's the mellow mushroom.
Where they have like all their little numbers are actors and everything?
No.
I don't remember that.
That was the...
It's like in the strip mall. Like it's like not underground, but there's like a tunnel. And
I don't know where that was. We didn't go there.
Yeah. So all of like, you know, rather than get a number, like you'd have your number and Michael Jackson would be on it or Madonna.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the slowest fucking, like, seriously, I'm surprised we're not still there.
Derrick and I found a cool little breakfast place the first year too. That was cool.
Yeah, we found a breakfast place that we went to last year, and we also went there in 24. So everything's waffles. It's not all waffles. Everything is made like a waffle. So your pancakes are shaped like a waffle. Your potatoes are shaped like a waffle.
Oh, that wasn't the place we found.
What was that?
That wasn't. The place we found didn't have a gimmick.
But it's good. Like it was good. Like that one was good. I think we went there Saturday morning. Might have been Sunday morning. Because it's really, again, there's really nothing.
Sunday, the whole place shuts down. The whole town is shut down.
Yes, after 3, which we found out.
Yeah.
Because we're in the Bible Belt. Do they have iced coffee? I don't know. You know that story, right? Were you there?
Do you have coffee? Do you have ice? Then you have iced coffee. And then I think he ordered the coffee and then left. And the waitress was really upset about that. She's like, "Where's the guy that ordered the coffee?" And Ed was like, "Relax, I'll pay for the coffee."
He did, didn't he?
Yeah. She was really upset about that too. We're like, well, Ed's like, "We'll cover the coffee."
Yeah, listen, I think more than a few of us paid twice for things or paid for other people. That you didn't realize it. Because you lose track of what like, let's split this check, and next thing you know, it's like, I don't think I bought that much. Although I was buying, once I found cheesy bites, they got bought on every meal. Cheesy bites are, they're amazing.
They're right in the hotel.
Jabro says, I felt bad about that. I left with Pop and took care of me. Oh, it was, yes, that's right. But again, well, how much does coffee cost?
Right.
$2, $3.
Good stressing.
I think by that point, like, it doesn't really matter. Jetman, what are you scared? Like, what are you scared for?
I think he's scared about the walk back to the room. It's not that.
Oh,
there's also Uber. Uber was like what, $6.50 or something like that.
Well, he has a wheelchair.
Yeah, well, you can get the handicap accessible Uber.
Yeah. Or you can just soup up that wheelchair and you can fly back to the hotel and no one can catch you. I'm just saying. Go talk to Tim Allen. More power. All right, but is there anything that you guys are looking forward to this year? Is there anything that stands out? You're like, all right, I need this. Yes, like
product.
Tim the Tool Man. Yeah, because what do you guys collect anything else, or are you guys just G.I. Joe?
No, I collect like Star Wars. I only do Boba Fett stuff.
Okay.
I used to do a lot of Star Wars, and now I just don't.
Do you do Mandalorian or just Boba Fett?
Mostly just Boba Fett. I did just buy the Mandalorian figure that came out with the little Grogu. I thought it was pretty cool.
I keep looking at that, but I'm like, I don't want to spend $35.
And I bought this Boba Fett from the Mandalorian. It's pretty cool.
I've looked at it,
even though I've never approved of knowing what Boba Fett's face looks like. I never wanted to know that, but
and Trapjaw.
And from He-Man, I collect certain He-Man stuff, but mostly Trapjaw stuff. Trapjaw.
Is that the one from the movie, The Chronicles?
No, this is the Masterverse one.
Okay, I have that one. That's a good one.
I have the Mondo one too.
Okay, I don't have that one.
And yeah, and then I'm like 66 Batman. I like you can see, I just got that Mars toy Joker, and I finally pulled the trigger on that thing. The Cesar Romero one, it's unreal. Like the head sculpt on this thing.
What is that? Is that Hot Toys?
No, Mars Toys.
What the hell is Mars Toys?
I don't know.
I'm sure I know somewhere.
They make a lot of six scale figures. They have a Riddler too. I'm gonna try to pull the trigger on that one, but it's like $300. But
Well, after this weekend, when you sell a whole bunch of fangs,
yeah,
I have no problem.
yep,
Plastic in, plastic out.
yeah, that's it. That's my rule. Your channel
Michael-
pays for your hobby, for plastic out, plastic in. That's
No, hey, so I watched this morning some guy, he did like a 10-minute video on how to basically support your habit and within collecting, right? And he said that he was talking about how to buy Marvel Legends and get them to help pay for it. And he's talking about what you can buy, like the exclusives. Buy an extra exclusive if you have the space and you have the money, and then you should be able to turn around and sell it in a year or so. But he's like, it's a gamble. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. But he was talking about
a lot of gambles sitting over here.
Well, again, if you do it, and let's say these Pulse exclusives, if you're sitting on one and you buy an extra one, you'll know before it ships if it's still sold out. If it's not selling out and it doesn't look like it, then you cancel that order.
Yeah.
And it's something that people don't like doing, but hey, that thing sat up there forever. It's not really, I don't consider that scalping. Everyone had the chance to buy it. You just chose not to. It's also a gamble, and if you don't have the money, you shouldn't gamble. I'll just say that. Michael, what about you? Do you collect anything else?
No, I make everything that I collect. So I like spaceships, like the Viper, whatever the fuck it is over there. Star Destroyers. I make large spaceships. I made the Rocinante from The Expanse. You ever watch The Expanse?
I started to, and I think I watched like the first season or two. I can't remember anything about it. I remember enjoying it, but
I have a 4-foot long Rocinante over there. So all my toys I make, more except for G.I. Joe, obviously.
All right, but so when you guys go to
can't keep track of what he buys though. Every time his card gets charged, I get a text instantly when I see it. My card get charged, I get it. He goes, "What did I just buy?"
Did either one of you just get charged for something from Pulse before the show?
I don't know. Let me look.
But I don't know what I'm buying. Like I'll buy it, and then months later, I get charged for it, and then I have to text him, play the Hasbro Guts game. Like, what did I just charge for it?
Yep, that's pretty much what we do.
Yeah.
I just got charged for something. What is it? And then you're scrambling.
Derrick will know based on how many he bought of the figure.
Yeah.
He'll know which figure it is.
It's always a math problem.
I bought 2 of those. That's this figure.
Pulse is awful with letting you know. Like sometimes they tell you something's about to charge. Other times it doesn't.
I did not get charged for anything.
I didn't need it.
It's the Bullseye Muse 2-pack from Marvel Legends.
Nope.
But I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't know what this is. Like seriously, like our whole chat, like once we start getting hit, we're like, dude, what was this? What is this? And sometimes they tell you, other times they're like, surprise.
Right.
But I'm a firm believer of like, you should have the money for it. Like you should already have that put aside if it's a credit card or whatever.
Right.
And it's a surprise, yes, but you should know that you have it. So, but I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss? And guys gave me 2 hours of your time. You got to tell your story about running back. And I like Mike. I love that Michael was like, I was like, oh, I print toys, and like, yeah, that's not exactly how it went.
Listen, it's tough to tell people you're a 50-year-old man who plays with toys. Bring that for the camera. So working treads. It's got a winch for the front.
It has that World War II vibe.
Yeah.
The way
So
the treads are hanging down.
Yeah.
Mike keeps printing all these things, and I've found a way. I've kind of cracked the code on the decal thing.
Yeah.
With the UV stickers, like I cracked it like a few months ago, and I got some stickers made for the ones that are on the moccasin and on the Fang, and they're like transfers. They're not. There's like no box around them or anything.
There's no white paneling around them.
No, there's nothing.
It looks like they're part of the plastic, which is amazing.
Like I sent when Mark actually contacted me about making decals for him, and I sent him those, and he put them on his Fang. He goes, "Dude, these decals make it look like a toy."
Right.
Is that
like,
a good thing or a bad thing?
Like no, but like it doesn't look like a 3D print anymore. It looks like a toy.
No, I mean, and you put them right where they're supposed to go.
Yeah. That's come on. I'm not going to do that.
What was funny is that, like, when I talked to you about the water moccasin, when you sent it to me, you go, I talked to Michael, and I was like, should I just give him the decals and have him put it on, or should I put them on for him? And Michael was like, if it's Tony, he'll put them on. I don't think Punk wants to put them on. And
that was my gut feeling. But I just wanted to check with Mike. I said, listen, I'm sending Tony a night landing. I think he'd probably want to do the decals himself. And I said, but I'm sending Punk a water moccasin. I don't think he wants to do decals. Michael, he absolutely does not want to do decals.
There's a good chance that I would never put them on. I hate decals.
So I'm in the process of redesigning whale decals. I have to make armadillo decals. I'm doing Silver Mirage decals, Mike.
Yeah.
Huh?
I got a shopping list for him. Silver Mirage decals.
Mike is printing faster than I can make decals, basically. But I've done I got the sheet for the Fang. You know, these were the heavy metal jackets stickers. So I got the 3 and the little coat sticker.
How easy are they to put on?
Really easy. The water moccasin.
They're double-sided. So you lift the transfer side off, you stick it down, and then you lift the top off.
So it's like those. I have some of those stickers. I have no idea where they're at.
Yeah.
The ones that you buy at toy conventions or whatever.
Right.
I have I have a couple. I have a single with all one.
When Ramen Toys made whatever they're called,
the Hunter.
Hunter, yeah.
The Hunter. I bought it for the bridge layer, and it came with these transfer stickers. And I was in the screen printing business for 25 years. His were definitely hand screened, I can tell. But I'm like, this is how you do it. Like the stickers he provided for the bridge layer are the G.I. Joe bridge layer stickers. They are the same ones, but there were transfers. And I was like, oh shit. Like his were a little harder to work with than these things are. I get these printed. These are glossy though. His were not glossy. I did the night landing, and then I did that Mobat that's out. These are going to go up on my Etsy soon too.
I was going to mention that. Have you thought about doing stuff right now? GI Customs is doing his own, which I think they look awesome. And
he bought a UV printer.
Okay.
I told Mark, I sent Mark these, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, GI Customs now is a UV printer. That's pretty cool. But he's making his own. That's sick.
Yeah.
I send mine out, but he's got the ability to do it in-house. That's great. But this is what I did for Mark is I did the X, the X30,
the Conquest.
So he did the Conquest. Did stickers for him.
All right, so Darren, not Derrick, wants to know, DeeBo, can you make anything into decals? I need one that's not GI Joe related. I need to get it. I need to get made.
Can you make anything into decals?
Do you have the ability to make something other than?
I mean, I was a graphic designer for like, I still am. I mean, yes, I can.
But I think his question more is like, are you just taking the old sheets and making it, or is it possible that you could do something else for him?
Oh, I can do something for him.
Okay.
Derrick takes the old sheets and then he reworks them by hand, right?
Yeah, I kind of like find the best image I can. I do like put it in Photoshop and I kind of overlay and find the right fonts and manipulate them and whatnot. Like you have the Fang, right? So I got Mark's Fang, and then that's the normal Fang dashboard. But Mark did like a different dashboard with like instrument gauges on it and stuff. So I actually made that's your decals on that dashboard.
Yeah.
Like two versions. So
it looks nice. I like it. Really makes it pop.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with it came out, and I won't sell it. Like that's the thing. Like I won't sell anything if I'm not like if it can't sit in my collection 100%. I won't sell it. You know what I'm saying?
See that's my buddy. That's Greg's problem.
Yeah.
And problem is the wrong word. And Michael, I think you've spoken to Greg before.
Yeah.
He's one of those people, and he's like, first off, he feels bad. He's like, I know Hasbro's going to make something like this, so I feel bad for, for charging someone this much. I'm like, no. If they want it, you let them buy it.
Right.
There is a cost to this 3D printing stuff, and stop underselling your stuff because you put a lot of pride into it, and you do good work. Like you won't sell shitty stuff. So, and there's a guy in the area, and friends of mine on Facebook and everything. I only met him once. So I go to the show, and I know Greg had been up there to take him some stuff. And so I meet him, and him and I are talking, and he's like, yeah, he's like, Greg was just up here, and he goes, I bought stuff off him. I bought a Checkpoint Alpha and a few other things. And then so Greg's like, well, he goes, give me 75 or something like that for it. And he also gave him more stuff. And he's like, well, we agreed on like 120 or 130, whatever it was. He's like, yeah, I know. But he's like, no, here. And Greg's like arguing. He's like, no, you're taking what we agreed on. First off, you gave me more. And now you're coming up with like, oh, no, I shouldn't charge you this much. He's like, no, dude, this is what we agreed on, man. And it was like, I'm like,
that's a hard part of it, dude. That's a hard part of it. There's a guilt involved in it, right?
Right.
Because you're like, I mean, there's a lot of time I put a lot of time into being down in this basement, babysitting prints. You know what I'm saying? Like this thing, I printed the front half of the Fang. This took 11 hours.
And how many times did you print it?
What's that?
How many times did you print it before you got the one that you wanted?
This one, I don't really start production until my files are good, ready to go. So
right.
This was a one-time print, but still, I got 9 more of these to print.
Yeah, I'll print a part 3 or 4 times before it comes out correctly.
Yeah.
I printed this armadillo. I got another 2 of them over here on the floor that I didn't like the way they came out. So.
And that's what Greg, like when Greg would print something that he didn't like, he'd give it to me, and he like apologized to me. I'm like, Greg, you just gave me a free print. It's for my own collection. Like, I'm okay. He's like, I can reprint this. I'm like, dude, you are giving me this for fucking free. Dude, no. Like,
I get where Greg's coming from, man. I get it.
No, like, seriously, listening to you sounds exactly like Greg.
Like, I printed Mike a water moccasin, right? I printed it. It was a painted version. I have like 20 cans of spray paint back there to paint PLA into the water moccasin color, but
only the water moccasin color. It matches nothing else.
Yeah. and then I found that filament that I used on yours, and I was like, oh, this is the way to go. And I told Mike, I go, he's like, oh, I still didn't put the decals on my water moccasin. I go, yeah, I got to print you a new one anyways. I can't, like, he's got to have the proper one.
So then what do you do with the old one?
The old one?
I have the one I made too. So then I have the one he made me, and then he wants to make me another one. So now I'm gonna have 3 of them.
See, and could you imagine being a 5-year-old kid or a 7, 8, 9-year-old kid complaining that you're going to have 3 of them? Nope, Dad, I don't want another water moccasin.
It's different when you can make
2 hydrofoils and my 3 whales that I have. Boy, that was me.
I'm psyched this year, man. I think I'm psyched to see GI Customs stuff. I think Derrick Hicks is going to be there, right?
Right.
I don't know if he's going to have a table.
A lot of customizers, a lot of
Rowdy Toys will be there.
Yeah, a lot of stuff you can't buy commercially online. I think that's what's going to be cool this year.
It's going to be interesting.
I think Classified has kind of surpassed the A Real American Hero in popularity at the JoeFest.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's brought in a new wave of collector for sure. Mm-hmm. Where, I mean, A Real American Hero, it was the biggest thing. Now, do you mean now, or do you mean in general?
No, now.
Oh yeah. Yes. Because 6 inches is the way to go right now.
Right.
And I'm not saying, like, again, obviously I still collect.
I can tell my girlfriend that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, we all say it's 6 inches.
I give it to her twice at 6.
No, I thought you meant in general. Like overall, like back. No, right now, yeah, it surpassed it a long time ago.
Yeah.
And because you're bringing in different collectors too. That these Marvel Legends collectors that are like, they got fed up with the product they were getting, or the Star Wars. And I think that's exactly why you've seen the Marvel Legends get better. Now, you guys aren't like big Marvel Legends collectors, but like the quality has gotten better. The figures have gotten better. Obviously, the paint and everything. The Star Wars brought in like a new guy, and he seems to have like kind of revamped. Like, hey, we got to get with it. Like they started making different wrist articulation for the Jedis and everything. Like, that's what you need. Because they're swinging lightsaber
articulation for the
what?
Neck articulation for the Classified line.
And maybe that's one of those things that the new designers will they'll address, because we didn't have an issue before, and then they made a change to it. The fact that their necks, they can't look up, and you have these snipers they can't look up, that is a problem.
So what I've gotten to do now, every time I get a water figure, a diver figure, you got to pop the head, you got to make the V cut in the back of the neck so that I can rotate the peg all the way back.
Yeah.
Put that up. You know about that, right?
Yeah, I know how to do it. I just don't.
No. I got my pictures. When I take the pictures, you got to make the heads get the right.
You just use AI.
I don't use AI.
Good, because AI is stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, AI. Please, I hope you didn't hear me say that.
But I got to get the necks up and down. Oh, it bothers the shit out of me.
No, Mike is building a whole water diorama at his house under the tactical battle platform.
I have the battle platform with the top and water, plexiglass sheet. I 3D printed the legs for it into 4-foot long sections, so I can hold up the plexiglass sheet, so I can have the whole underwater section with the seabed on the bottom. So I'm doing that now. That should be done this summer.
Coming this summer.
But it's just so I can display the tactical battle platform.
You've been killing it with your pictures too.
Yeah, I have fun. That's how I play with my toys,
Yeah, and again, like
you do. I know you started doing the same thing, right?
Yeah, like that was never part of my thing. Like, right. I mean, I always want to display it, but I don't like the static display. I mean, I like them to be telling a story. But then once I started doing photography, and again, I use that word very loosely, but taking pictures
with your phone.
You do really start going, holy shit, dude. Well, that's only $20, and I really like that accessory with it. The next thing you know, you have a whole bunch of fucking figures you don't want because they have accessories.
Because you wanted one piece that came with it.
And maybe like a month or two ago, I was looking at everything and I'm running out of space, and I was like, I can read, like, I wanted to put all the Python Patrol together and all the Tiger Force together, and I never used to do that because I like having a story, and I was like, and it was like, it's one of those things. I was like, I don't have to leave them like that. I can do this for now, and then come back later. So now I'm kind of like, I kind of like putting. I don't have them together now, but eventually I'll have the OG 13, like wave 1, wave 2. I'm like, I can change these things around. You get stuck in your mind, you can only do it one way, and it's like, I can change these whenever I want. It's not like oh, we've plastered it down and nothing can be changed. So,
you know those extreme sets?
I have a few. They're taking up space.
I bought the Dojo. All right, it's a Japanese Chinese style.
Yes.
Right. It's 48 inches wide when you put it together, and you have to bend all that cardboard together.
Yeah, I have one right there.
Right. So it's 48 inches square.
I can't see it.
When you put it together.
Yes.
And you can't flatten it back out again because it'll never go back together correctly.
Yes, it's very difficult.
I have now a 48-inch Dojo house that I've used it for one picture. That's what I bought it for. And now I just move it around my garage when I need to get to place.
I bought the sci-fi one. That worked out for the Seattle beating the Patriots.
Yeah.
I think that's the only day that I took pictures with it, because it took so long to get out. I bought this one here. Alexa, turn the fan on. So I bought that one there because I was like, I want something where I can do pictures that they're taking place inside. The problem is I need to remove the one piece that's sitting out here because I can't get my hands in. You keep knocking things over. Yeah. Alexa, turn the fan off. And then I have other ones that you'll see around. But then I got all of this stuff that I got from action figures sold separately. Someone gave me this big 3D printed 2-layer thing at JoeFest last year.
Yeah.
That sits in my living room.
Or people had to carry it through the city, through the streets of Augusta.
Which it's on a table that, these folding tables, they don't level out. Mm-hmm. So they're on a slight angle, and because that's in sections, I had to put like cardboard underneath it. But it works for like Destro's castle, or like where Destro would be. So, and then I have, behind Roman's beanbag, a whole shitload of fences, including Tony's fences that never got sent to him.
That was a year ago. Give it to him at JoeFest.
No, he wanted me to. Well, you actually never gave the connectors, so he couldn't use them anyway.
Oh, I didn't?
No.
I'll bring them to you.
You had an envelope. Yeah, bring them to me because they're going to be.
Bring them to me.
But what I do have is action figures sold separately, and this is I've actually only used it for a wall drop, but he sent me a 2x2 floor, and it would be perfect to put the fencing around it.
Oh, good.
Do pictures, but I have no room.
Gotta set it up. Yeah.
So the only time I've used it was to put it against the brick wall, so it had a wall. Like I didn't even use it for what it was supposed to be meant for. Like everything just keeps, it's like it just keeps taking up more and more space. And you have these ideas, but when you have a dog running around,
Right.
you know, they're gonna knock things over, or he's gonna knock things over. He's actually pretty good because when I've set stuff up, like there were a few times where at 10 o'clock at night I start putting everything up, and you know, you're there till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning taking pictures, and it's like through my little hallway, and he'll walk through them and he's like, you know, and he's pretty good about not hitting stuff, but it's still I can't leave it out.
Right.
No, I can't leave it out the next day. Ed quickly says, I'm not carrying shit this year either. Big deal or not. Oh, you will. You will.
I haven't ventured into the diorama world yet. I have plans to remodel this basement, and there's going to be a large area for
bringing a whole bunch
diorama.
of diorama pieces to JoeFest this year.
So, I wish I had more room, and I never had a train set, but I was always in awe of, like, they were always adults when we go over someone's house that had a train set or a slot car.
Oh yeah,
A slot
I was just
car
going to
track.
ask if you ever had a slot car track.
Yeah, I mean, we all had little ones, but I'm talking about like when you go to someone's house and like their dad had like a big one, and it had. I'm sorry, that came out totally wrong.
Dude, your dad has a big one.
Clip it.
But like these, you know, these train tracks and these slot car, and they have all the trees, and they've created a little city. That's what I would love to do. I don't have the room. Now, technically, I do have a room that would be perfect for it. The problem is it is holding the 1/18 scale figures. And again, when you have a 7.5-foot flag, I don't know if you guys know I have a flag, my childhood one.
I didn't know that.
You can't really do anything. Like, you know, the Terradrome's in there. I have the Terradrome on the floor because I keep like I have to review this and get it done so I can put it back, and I just haven't wanted to. Jim Smith says, "I'm your contractor for your remodel, and I work for Joe's."
There you go.
I think he's made it sound like he's in New York. So there you go. There you go, Derrick. You got a contractor that will work for 3D printed stuff.
What's that? I'm your contractor. Oh, all right. Nice.
But that's what I would love to do. And again, Derrick, I'm telling you, once you start with the dioramas,
yeah,
and I'll be 100% honest, moving figures around to work in a diorama, because you don't just move new figures there, you're taking the old figures off. And then it's like, do I put the old figures back in a display, or do I do something else with them later?
That's Derrick, what I do with mine.
They go in a laundry basket.
Yep. They get thrown into a pile. I have a pile of shame Cobra and a pile of shame G.I. Joe. And somewhere at the bottom of the pile of shame is all the weapons. Because they get thrown into the pile and their weapons fall out of their hands and fall to the bottom.
I'm this guy. I have every figure in it.
He's that guy. He comes over to my house and I got piles of G.I. Joes.
I'm really.
Listen, I knew I was going to be on this show. I spent a day and a half setting up this fucking thing behind me. Because otherwise, Derrick will attest to it. There's just guys laying on their sides because I'm setting up things and knocking them over. And
well, that's why, like, again, behind my head.
Right.
Behind my head, the figures are just laid down. This, I mean, if anyone looked at my YouTube, I just put up a short with the Punisher and the Dreadnoks right there. That's what's there right now. Which means that the not Fang that was here, along with all the ramp rats and everything, are now sitting in a box. And then I have this new Fang that I have no fucking where to put, which got moved there so I could show.
It's smaller.
It's still big. It's still fairly big. I'm totally out of space. And again, downstairs where I do my reviews, behind me is a gym. Well, somewhat of a gym. Right now it's full of boxes because I was like, hey, it's time to sell some stuff on eBay, right? Just get rid of some shit. The problem is, like, you sell off all the big stuff, and then you're like, all right, so you have these little trinkets that are just sitting around, like, hey, here's a couple missiles or whatever, and they're just sitting there taking up, but now I got to keep all my boxes. I don't want to keep all my fucking boxes. Not like I'm gonna get new, like I'm not gonna have new boxes or anything. So I think that's this weekend. I think that's gonna be one of the projects. Get rid of some boxes.
You keep boxes just because they're good
that's
boxes.
Part of the reason I sent Tony the night landing, because early on he was like, yeah, I have no room here. But then on Circle of Jerks, you guys were talking boats, and he just said, DeeBo, Michael, somebody send me a boat. So I was like, all right, I'll send him a night landing.
Oh, Tony's begging for stuff. Soon he'll be begging for super chats. That's the way you do it, Tony.
And then if you don't give him a super chat, he said God's going to strike you down, send you to hell.
Tony's going to hell with us, just for the record. And that goes Star Wars Kid says, "Pro, we can get rid of our boxes." No. I'm talking about shipping boxes. Here's the worst thing about shipping boxes. I can just go into work and grab as many as I want, along with the tape and everything.
So, I have to. So I get so much shit shipped here that I fill up my recycle bin. I got a big one every week, but I'll also
just like the train set, Dad. You got a big one.
I'll also I'll keep boxes that are good size, because if someone orders something from me, I can ship it out in it to them.
Yep.
So I have a collection of boxes that are just nice boxes.
Yes. That's how I'm the same way. Because you're like, okay, I have boxes, but this box is just too big to ship one figure.
Right.
Because then you have to, and it's like, oh, well, Hasbro Pulse is a bad example because they just throw the fucking figure in with a little bit of that paper, and it's like, you didn't even wrap around it.
One sheet of the paper.
Not wrapped around it or nothing. The box is like, you could have put 5 of these in here.
Keep that netting. You use it for camo netting.
Well, I got the idea from you.
Yeah.
And I've heard some people, they're like, I think did you give Ed some at JoeFest?
Yeah.
I think you did it. I heard someone like, yeah, someone here had some of these camo netting. I was like, it's just the paper that Hasbro Pulse stuff, shipping stuff. And they're like, no, it was all colored. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's fucking paint or marker. Like, you couldn't figure that out. Like, it's one thing to not know that, like, that's what it was. But then you're like, oh no, but it's like colored. Like, you do know how they color things, right? There's markers, there's paint, there's crayons, there's colored pens, there's all kinds of stuff. Like, you can do this. Like, but not. That I kind of understood.
Mike, did you figure out the APC up yet?
He meant I can't get rid of the boxes. I know.
No, so the APC top here. This is what I came up with, Derrick.
Well, the GI Customs Tony thing, they say silly putty. So
this is what I came up with.
All right.
And it's not great. It's not bad. I used the brown I used was a little bit too dark.
Yeah.
So
you need more of that clay orange brown.
Yeah, it has to be like that like chestnut brown, I think. But this is what I tried. This is like my 4th attempt, and I'll just keep going back over it with spray paint and starting over again.
So why'd you change the gun on it?
What's that?
Why'd you change the gun?
Well, this gun actually has a rocket launcher you can put on top of it. It's more modeled after a like a crow's nest gun for the top of the thing. Yeah. There's also this thing opens.
Yeah.
Yeah. But looking straight on, it looks the same.
Well, you sent me the wheels for the Stinger.
Yeah.
And your big thing was the soft rubber wheels.
Right.
And that's been my biggest. Been one of my biggest complaints about the gridiron one is that those wheels suck.
Right.
They're hard plastic. They don't. Again, they look hard plastic. They make noise. If it's on a
They scrape.
yeah. And again, you're not taking this out, and you're not going to run them down a hill like I did with the Vamp.
Right.
The Vamp. And
That
the
was
Stinger.
great.
No, I did not do. I didn't. I had two, I had two Stingers.
Dude, they were ripping through that. That grass was pretty tall. I was actually surprised.
Oh,
too.
It took a few shots. There's there's a canyon too. I still think I have that one saved. That's from like last year. So I think I still have it saved where I don't remember if it's the Vamp or the Stinger, but it does a full flip over, bam, ends up going backwards.
That's awesome.
And I have Olivia's up at the top, and but I also did it with the four wheelers. They don't go as well. I don't think they went, or maybe they went further, but I raced them both.
So I always want to put the rubber wheels on the vehicles because that's the way they should be. That's the way the originals were, right?
No, the originals had hard.
Originals were hard plastic.
No,
hard. Oh yeah, now the Sky Striker and like the Night Raven,
yeah,
like they all had soft wheels.
Okay,
but no, the Vamp, no, they all had
Ram.
the Ram.
I remember the Ram having a hard wheel.
Yeah. No, none of them had soft wheels. The new ones do. I mean, the new classified everything does.
Yeah.
So I'm interested when they start doing, if they do a Wolverine, will they do working treads, or will they do what they did with the rocket launcher for what's his face, Scrap Iron.
Right. The Wolverine is definitely 100% doable. It's no bigger than the Vamp.
Yeah.
When you get into the water moccasin, or not the water moccasin, the
whale.
The whale, those are too big.
And that's why, like, if you were going to do that, that would be considered a dream project for a HasLab.
Yeah, I think the whale's a perfect HasLab.
Yeah, but we don't have to worry about it this year, so we're good.
Yeah, it's big.
What?
It's big.
Yeah, I think the move to Boston
this year or no? They skipping
that? The move to Boston sounds like it's going to kill it.
Well, I think with the made to order the made to order model is going to replace the HasLab model.
I don't know if it's fully going to replace it, but I think there's a good chance it's going to replace some of the stuff. Again, like do a whale as a HasLab. That's your dream project. Not everyone can afford it.
Right.
It has to hit so many. We all know that it would. And I will stand by what I said. It is a display piece, not just a vehicle.
No, you're right.
Right?
See, I'd have to petition for my living room table there. Aaron, this has to go on the coffee table. I mean, it's
well, so let's say they were doing 118 scale rather than the 112 scale. This is where you look at the flag. Now, as you know, back in the day, we were kids, right? But a flag, you look at it's not a vehicle.
Do you have one?
I do. I don't. One day I'll tell the story about it. And my 8 shipwrecks that I got. Yeah. But it's a display piece. It's not a vehicle. But once again, like if you have a Sky Striker or the Conquest or Dragonfly, you can land them on there. So it's like, yeah, it's taking up a lot of space, but so are all these other vehicles.
Yeah.
And I said before, I thought a tactical battle platform would be awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's a lot less.
It's literally a table.
Right. It's a lot less. It's a lot easier to make because there's not a lot of moving parts in it versus the whale, which is kind of compact into it.
Lego Star Wars kid, yes. the rumor that I am hearing is that there is no HasLab, and it probably has more to do with the move from where are they at? Rhode Island, Pawtucket to Boston. There's just a lot of working.
Like a 2-hour drive, if that.
Yeah, it's just yeah. And I think right now there's a little bit of fatigue, and not with GI Joe, but I think with some of these HasLabs, there's been some fatigue. Star Wars can't seem to get one to fun for the life of them. I think maybe it's the last one fun.
It's too saturated, man. Star Wars is too saturated.
I said before, if Star Wars wants to do a HasLab, do the Shuttle Tidarian. I'm not talking about Black Series scale. You can do that, and do a full scale one. They've never done a full scale one in 1/18 scale. And I think people would love that. And it'd be big. It'd take up a lot of space. You can't do a Star Destroyer. That's way too big. You really can't do a Death Star.
That's when you're gonna close the doors at Hasbro. That's the last one you put. This is our last year in business. We're going for the Star Destroyer.
There must be some benefits to it, but I don't know what they are.
There are millions of dollars in tax benefits.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I've heard.
So Massachusetts is going to give them millions of dollars in tax breaks for 10 years to move there.
Listen, you think that's a dumb move? Wait till the Chicago Bears are no longer playing even in the state of Chicago, but they're playing in Indiana.
Right.
All for tax dollars. And I'm all for it. I am all for the Chicago Bears playing in, God, I forget the name of this city that they're looking to move to, but it's in the state of Indiana. It's like a half hour away. It's not even like they're right on a border. It's like a half hour, 45 minutes away.
From Chicago?
Yeah. So right now there's a.
Well, I mean, the Giants and the Jets play in.
Don't even play in the same state. That we talked about that too.
Yeah, they play in New Jersey. So.
Yeah, years ago when the Pistons played at the Palace of Auburn Hills, people would throw a fit. Yeah. Detroiters, there's not even in Detroit, and it's like 45 minutes away.
At least you're still in Michigan.
Yes, and I said no one ever says in New Jersey Giants and Jets other than me.
Right.
But I'm sorry, especially when they play in the Meadowlands, which is where the New Jersey Devils played.
Right.
So there's already a sports team there that's from New Jersey. They don't call themselves the New York Devils. It's not my fault that you guys built everything and you can't put anything anywhere because you have skyscrapers that are 2 inches thick, but how high are they? Do you guys live by downtown?
What's that?
Do you live by New York City?
No, we live 2.5 hours north of New York City.
Okay.
So in relation,
we're in the capital
north of New York City, and Ed and Webster, New York, is 4 hours west of us.
Okay.
So to go from Webster
you could come out for one day
to New York City takes 8 hours, 7 hours.
And you could come out for one day. Ed could.
Well, you're a big deal. You're not that big a deal, buddy.
I just know when I asked you guys, you're like, there's nothing there.
There is nothing.
But that
drive Hammond, Indiana, yes.
That drive for us is also miserable. The drive to Rochester,
it's flat.
Or even Webster, it's like the Great Central Leatherstocking region of nothing.
You drive through an area called Montezuma's Wildlife Refuge, which is 45 minutes of just prairie.
It wasn't a bad drive in, I went down. I didn't go through Canada because I'm it was only to drive down to Ohio and then through Pennsylvania into New York, it was like an hour and a half tops. Like an hour and a half tops longer. And I'm like, if I get stuck at customs on both sides, like a half hour, 45 minutes, and I'm just talking like trucks or whatever, it's not worth it. Right. And the last thing I want to do is be stuck in there. So, well, Gary Indiana Punk, and it ain't gonna happen. Listen, I need it to happen.
I was gonna say Gary. That's where Michael Jackson's from.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That's where all of it started, where he did little thing. Anyway, I still don't care what they say. There's no way that guy didn't. Anyway, I think this is where we should call it a night. It's been almost 3 hours. Thank you guys for giving me your time.
Yeah, man.
Talking about the 3D printed stuff. Again, this will go up tomorrow. Well, the video will go up tomorrow.
Yes, I should have it up this weekend.
Yeah. And I show how it goes together. And the only thing that I had to glue was the gun to stay to the front and then the tail. And the tail just slides in. So, and I show how to do it. I just use some Elmer's glue.
You had to glue the gun?
in. I did.
Did it come off?
It came off.
Oh, it came off.
But it fits in. So it really it wasn't a big deal.
The ball moves around?
What?
The ball moves around?
Yeah, it moves around.
Yeah.
Okay,
good. But everything just and again, I show in the video, I actually did it out of order. I did the original video showing how it got put together, and then I did the intro, and then I did the outro after that. So Ed is already looking to cheat on me, saying, "Can't wait to see you guys in about 6 weeks."
And we're gonna have to hang out, bud.
Yeah, I'm psyched. I'm psyched to see everybody, man. We're gonna have and we always have a good car ride down. Me and Mike pretty much laugh the whole way down, and now we're gonna have Wilbs with us, and it'll be pretty fun.
I don't know. I mean, I drive down by myself. I've said this before. Road trips, you learn a lot about somebody. Yeah. You learn a lot about if someone is close enough to be a friend in a road trip.
Yeah.
In 14, 15 hours, that's, you're finding out whether or not you're going to leave someone at a fucking, at the rest stop. Like, oh, you need to go to the bathroom? Awesome. And let's pull over real quick. I'm going to wait in the car for you.
Pal, I've done a lot of road trips.
You know what? And again,
with quite a few people in the car.
And my buddy who also did the same thing as you, he went to, different countries, and he said, he goes, when the sound of your roommate, who's your bandmate, is the sound of him breathing while he's sleeping, what makes you want to punch him? Yeah, it's been too much.
Yeah.
And he's straight edge too, so he always had to drive. And he's like, all the guys would be like, oh, and he's like, you get to the point where, yeah, it's not fun anymore.
Well, that's I was in straight edge bands, so everybody was allowed to drive.
Yes. Yeah, he was not. But guys, seriously, thank you so much. I love that you gave me some of your time. I can't wait to see you guys again, because seriously, from the first time we met, like, Michael was like, hey, you know what? I brought these for you, and that's where, this thing came from. We had no idea what this guy was all about. And it still has the paint smell. That's as high as I've ever gotten.
One more time, and you're no longer straight edge, bud.
Yeah. It's very true. I can't do it with a smile on my face, because then it's like, really? Are you sure you're fucking straight edge? The fact that it still smells of that fucking paint. I got these stickers in, right? And there's 150. So like the smell was so, because I had them here and I want to show them off on Monday. And I just and I'm like, I can't have them here. They smell so bad. And it's just because they're brand new and cut. So I only have one here because I want to show like how many I had. But I'm like, oh, dude, I can't.
That's interesting. I wonder what it is.
It's whatever it is, like they'll dissipate after a while.
The glue process.
Lego Star Wars Kid says road trips make some of the greatest movies. The movie Road Trip is way underrated.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That is a good fucking movie. But anyway, if I don't stop, I'm going to continue to go on. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Neither one of you guys do any YouTube, correct?
No.
So you have nothing to promote other than I do have this here. So let me see if I can find it. This is DeeBo's Etsy store. So if you are interested, the Fang is not up there right now, but you do have a couple other things. Like you have the water moccasin.
Yep.
You have the gun for the Awe Striker. Oh wait, I'm looking at it right here. The rear pillar for the bridge layer.
Yeah, I'm painting one of those right now for somebody. Not a fan of painting. I was hoping people would buy the unpainted version, but this guy bought the painted version. So,
and soon you'll have the Fang up there. So,
Yep.
Look for that. And again, I will see you guys all Monday. Next week, Drive to JoeFest is podcast from the pit. I'm gonna have a few of those guys on there. So you guys, Michael, Derrick, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you guys in like 6 weeks. It's closing in, and
it is.
I'm ready. I think you guys are too. So,
yeah,
everyone, take care. We'll see you soon.
Take care, brother.
Later.